Thanks. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Popcorn Chicken. Woo! This is the end. Finally, rejoice. It's over. Maybe. We'll get into it tonight. What's going on, Justin?
Hello.
Love the background.
Thank you. Just decided to go hang out in Canto Bite.
Not the office today, but I'm in my office, but not the office.
Yeah.
So we have our friend Chris on vacation, and this is my last show before I go on vacation. But the show will continue. Well, no, we're gonna have some of our, team members, others, people who work behind the scenes a lot. So those people will be there to support you.
Mm-hmm.
Monday night was my last show for that show. So I won't be there's a fly in my That's just random moth just showing up out of nowhere. The whole time over here didn't move, and as soon as I turned it on, yeah, the lights I guess maybe attracted it. But no, it was my last show for A&R Geekly. But for Popcorn Chicken, this is the last show. Then I will be back in 2 weeks' time. So I'll miss 2 A&R Geeklies, but I'll miss only 1 Popcorn Chicken. So it's not too bad.
Math is hard.
Yeah, math is hard. Not too bad. Too bad. Shall we do our what do you call it? This week in Hollywood?
Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it before we have to deal with the next thing after. Ugh.
Yeah.
All right. Let's do some birthdays. Let's get into a cheery mood here. Birthdays.
All right. It's my mom's birthday today.
Oh, so, well, let's start off with her.
Happy birthday, Mom.
Happy birthday, Justin's mom.
Guess how old she is?
I've never met her, never seen her. Okay.
Yeah, you have.
Okay, I'm gonna say 66.
No.
Am I way off?
How old am I?
well, okay. How old are you?
No.
You have to think about this.
Boom.
Hello.
She got it.
There you go. Happy birthday to a young 53. So we'll start off. We're starting out with Hollywood big today. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Darth at 39. Hey, not Darth.
Whoa.
Come on now. That would make Justin only 12.
Yeah.
I mean,
math's hard.
You can grow a beard at 12. You tried.
That's true. You know, they put some new shit in the water.
Yeah. The milk has a lot of hormones these days.
Yeah.
Yeah. My son, my 14-year-old's already got a thin beard going already. I was like, what?
Hell yeah.
Jeez. Okay. Happy birthday to Will Ferrell. How old is Will Ferrell, people?
67.
67. Okay. Man, you must think Will's really old, huh? Okay. I mean, I haven't looked at the number yet. Anybody else want to take a guess? How old is, without cheating? I mean, what's the point if you're going to cheat? It's no fun.
Yeah.
Will Ferrell. How old is Will Ferrell? I'll give it a
Too old.
Dar says 63. You said, what did you say, Justin?
67.
67. Okay. Well, he is 57.
Whoa. That was a tenner off.
Man, he must be hitting it hard, the liquor. I mean, Ron Burgundy's probably what his real life is like. Yeah. Puts on a nice suede dinner jacket and just hits back the whiskey, right? Or the brandy. Is it brandy or whiskey he was drinking in that movie? Scotch. No, I love Scotch.
I think it was whiskey. Yeah. Scotch.
Scotch, yeah. Scotchy. So, yeah, Will Ferrell is 57. Okay, let's do a couple more here. Let's go to this one here. Happy birthday to David Hasselhoff.
The
Hoff, who is massively popular in Germany.
Did you see what was the movie called? It was this guy who went back to the past, or he hacked through time, and then he rode a dinosaur with Thor to go back in time to kill Hitler because he came to the future. It was a movie called Kung Fury.
No, I've never seen that.
It's on YouTube. No, it's the best. And David Hasselhoff did the music video for it.
Oh my god.
It's legit.
Mom says so Hasselhoff is 92. I don't think he's that old. Kiwi says 12. I don't think he's that old either.
I'm gonna say 89.
89. Whoa, okay. And Darth says 67.
No, 78.
70. Okay. He is 72 years old.
73?
72.
Oh.
He's a young lad.
Mm-hmm.
The young pup. Happy birthday to Vin Diesel. Vin Diesel. How old is Vin Diesel?
Vin Diesel's 52.
No, I didn't say how many Fast and Furious movies he did. You say 52. What does the chat say? How old is Vin Diesel? Happy birthday to him. How many more do you think? Give me a number. How many more Fast and Furious movies he's going to do? I mean, remember, he doesn't have to be in it. He could just be a director, right?
10.
10 more.
Yeah.
So he's going to get to 20.
Yeah.
Okay. That does not, I mean, if you told me that about 20 years ago, I would have laughed at you. But right now, I'm saying that's probably realistic.
I mean, yeah. Doing even 20 car fight in the movie.
If people are going to go watch it,
yeah,
you just keep rolling them out because cars keep coming every year. Then they're not like actors that don't get older.
True.
Right?
He has to be older than 16 to drive. And we've seen him drive. So Kiwi's correct in that statement.
He is 57.
I don't remember what I said.
You said something. I think you said 60s. Happy birthday to, and I love her. I think she's awesome. Kristen Bell.
Christian Bale?
Kristen Bell.
Oh, Kristen Bell.
How old is she?
48.
How dare you say that she's that old? No. What does anybody else say? Kristen Bell. If you don't know who she is, she's Veronica Mars. She also voiced in Frozen. So that should ring a bell. God! Christian Bell. Oh, your mom was a rasper. Okay, 45s, 245s there. Okay. She is, what did you say?
48.
You said 48? Okay. She is 44 years old.
Whoa.
She's young.
Yeah.
Very young. It's funny how we'll say that about actors and actresses, but in real life, I'm 44 and people are like, you're old. I'm like, what?
Yeah,
you just said Al Pacino was young, 85. And happy birthday to Priyanka Chopra. How old is beautiful Priyanka Chopra?
42.
What does the chat say? If you don't know who Priyanka is, she's married to that. What's that band? Jonas Brothers. One of the Jonas Brothers. Yeah, she's married to one of those guys. I don't know.
One of the brothers of the Jonas variety.
Yeah, one of the Jonas.
And Nick or Tom or Steve or Frank.
She's an Indian actress from Bollywood that moved over to the U.S. and has done TV shows like the FBI and some other stuff. She's Miss World 2000 as well. So, yeah, she's got quite the accolade.
The repertoire.
Yes.
The Acolyte?
Oh, God, no. I didn't say that. And Rasper saying she's 41. You said 42. I think your mom said 42 as well. She is 42. On the money. Let's do some events. Let's do a couple here. This year, or this month, this day, or this week, in 1998, The Mask of Zorro, directed by Martin Campbell, starring Antonio Banderas, Catherine Zeta-Jones.
Oh, you mean Puss in Boots? Puss in Boots was in this movie?
It's funny how that worked out, right? Like he was Zorro, and then he became a Zorro-esque character. It's hilarious. It's so good.
It's not typecasting at all.
No, not at all.
No.
Was in Baywatch. I don't remember her in Baywatch. I must go back and check for research purposes. So The Mask of Zorro in 1998. Man, I thought it was older than that.
No.
I was like 1990, I thought. Yes, Anthony Hopkins as well, and Catherine Zeta-Jones. And then in 2015, Ant-Man the first one released.
It was a good one.
Paul Rudd, great actor. I love watching his stuff. He's just so good. Paul Rudd in Ant-Man 2015.
That one was good.
Kiwi says, I thought it was a Zorro. Well, Zorro has been around for a while. There's been black and white movies, old colored movies. Yes, this was the last version we saw in theaters of that character. We haven't seen anything else come up. I don't think they're gonna make one anytime soon. But yeah, it has been out for a long time. It's an old character, very old. I think it's like more than 60 years old. So yeah, Ant-Man in 2015 makes us all feel old. And then in 2001, this week, Jurassic Park 3 came out. Of the three, is that the least likable one?
I don't remember.
It was the one with the pterodactyl taking the boy away in the water.
I don't know that I ever saw it.
Oh, really? You didn't? Okay, you didn't see it. Okay.
Yeah.
I watched it. 2 was a little bit of a disappointment. And I thought 3 they kind of went back to the old. They're like, hey, we should go back and do these the scarier,
the horror movie-esque.
Yeah. They went back to the well, and it was okay. It wasn't bad.
Mm-hmm.
You had Sam Neill, obviously, as the main character.
You mean Walmart Pierce Brosnan?
Oh man, I can't unsee it now. Oh, that is so.
I for like a long time, anytime I thought of Jurassic Park, I always thought it was like my brain would just implement Pierce Brosnan into it.
Oh, Rasmus says Priyanka was the villain in Baywatch. Okay, all right, okay. I remember watching that in Whistler with my nephews and my kids. I took them out we went to an Airbnb for the weekend there, Whistler.
Mm-hmm.
They never went to Whistler, so they're from Alberta, so they never went to Whistler. So I took them.
Yeah, they're from Alberta. They've never seen snow.
Yeah. Hey kids, want to see snow? Something you've never seen in your life.
The worst trip ever.
Yeah, no, I took them in the summer because I don't think they wanted to see snow.
Yeah.
Took them in the summer to do some trail stuff. But I put it on. I thought it'd be a fun, because The Rock was in it, right? And I thought this was going to be a fun kids-ass type of movie. Really wasn't. It was more like for teenagers and older people. So it was all right. They kind of watched it for about an hour and then they went off to their own thing. So
wasn't Jason Momoa in it too?
No, that's the original Baywatch he was in.
Oh, okay.
He was the kid. He was the 14-year-old kid or 13-year-old kid in that movie. But no, you know who was in there? What's his name?
David Hasselhoff.
Yeah, no kidding. What's his name? I forget his name. He was in that latest movie with John Cena. He was also in that wrestling movie too.
Recently. The Bear?
No, not the guy. He was Zac Efron. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah.
He was in that movie too.
Yeah.
So yeah, Jurassic Park 3 came out this week.
When John Cena showed up in The Bear, the 3rd season, I was just like, "Holy shit, it's John Cena!" And he's just like, he's Matty Matheson's
don't ruin it for people.
That's been out for long enough. He's just
been out for a week.
No, more than that.
Okay, 2 weeks. You happy? This week in 2012, The Dark Knight Rises came out.
We are.
What?
Nothing. I'm just yelling at Rasper.
Yeah, Rasper. I as soon as I saw it, I clicked on it. Yes, The Dark Knight in 2012, directed by Christopher Nolan, starring Christian Bale and Anne Hathaway. I thought it was a good movie.
Yeah,
I thought it was great.
So did the rest of the world. Yeah, it's a hot take, Alvin.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Just a little known movie,
Yeah,
you should watch it if you haven't seen it. In 2018, Mamma Mia, here we go again, the musical. I don't know why I brought it up, but whatever. Somebody must like it out there. It made 400 million.
Yeah.
So, some people like musicals. So there you go. In 2018, that is 6 years ago. Time flies. Fun fact: in 1994, Hulk Hogan beats Ric Flair to win the WCW Wrestling Championship. Woo! Speaking of Hulk Hogan, he's actually endorsing Trump right now as we speak. Yeah, he's on the mic.
Yeah, everyone is.
What you gonna do, brother?
brother.
A TV show. I don't know if you've seen it. I seen it and I loved it. In 2007, Mad Men, starring John Hamm. Great TV show. If you love the 60s and 70s era, more 60s, I think, than 70s.
Yeah, it was 50s, wasn't it?
Uh,
Anyway,
it probably blends the last 20, those 20
place?
years probably blends in.
Yeah, 60s. Yeah.
Okay, so I enjoyed the heck out of it. It was really good.
I never got into it, but I know that it's a good show.
So it's one of those shows that the first season gives you a little bit, and you're like, okay, this is interesting, and then the second and third season really warp things. You're like,
Yeah.
Oh, okay, this is like some messy stuff people are getting into in that era, right? And obviously, sexism and all that plays out because that's the era. You can't lie about it, tell the truth about it, right? So in 2011, last one here, Captain America: The First Avenger comes out, starring Chris Evans. So Haley Atwell. I thought it was a good movie. I really did. I thought it was a good movie. It's a good way to bring Captain America into the forefront. Make him that leader that he's supposed to be, right?
Of all of the Avengers movies, he's usually my least favorite of the Avengers in the movies, but I think that his solo one was one of the better ones. I think Iron Man kind of has its own place because that kind of started the MCU. But,
of course, yeah.
But yeah, it was one of the better ones for sure.
Yeah, there's talk that he wants to come back, but it's one of those things. Like, this is why I said it from the past before. Like, they should have done the James Bond type where you just recast somebody for the next to take up the mantle, because then you'll have an endless. I know you'll always be compared to the last predecessor, just like all the James Bond actors are. Hey, Daniel Craig, he's not good as Pierce Brosnan, or yes, he is. It's always going to be compared, but at least the story goes on, right?
Yeah.
And over time, if you do a good job, people will just kind of, overlook it. Like, a lot of people didn't like Daniel Jones, and maybe they don't like him still now. But is it Daniel Jones? What's his name?
Daniel Craig.
Daniel Craig. Sorry, a lot of people didn't like him. A lot of people didn't like him in the beginning, and maybe they still don't, but he grew on me as James Bond.
Daniel Jones is a quarterback. He's not James Bond.
That's where I got it wrong. Anyways, Daniel Craig, I think over time did a good job.
Yeah.
And, he kind of silenced a lot of people who didn't really like him as James Bond.
Mm-hmm.
So Cap and Iron Man went on top. They should stay away. Hey, I mean, I appreciate your opinion. I disagree because I want those characters always around.
Yeah, right? But I like your James Bond's kind of like Downey and Chris Evans. Their portrayals, like they went out when everything was good.
They're iconic, right?
Yeah.
The Downey is the one. He's sort of the GOAT of that whole thing.
Yeah.
If you don't have Downey, I don't think you have any of this. Or you'll struggle to put out.
What if you get Timothée Chalamet to play it?
Well, he wouldn't. Who's he gonna play?
Iron Man. Duh.
Are you trying to bankrupt them? Timothy's a whole different type of actor.
Oh, you're right.
He's a phenomenal talent, but he doesn't fit that mold.
You're right. He should be playing Nick Fury.
Yeah, with the patch.
Yeah.
And a soft hat.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Johnny just embodied Tony Stark because the character of that comic book character was really portrayed well by him. He just played it to a T, right? Flamboyant, playboy, philanthropist, right? And he did a great job. So same like with Hemsworth, like, playing Thor, right? So he did it's and the same thing with Hugh Jackman about Wolverine, right? I don't see anybody else playing it, but somebody has to play because we want those characters to keep going, right?
Yeah.
So
Fox still needs to make money.
Mm-hmm. They should. You know what should stay away? Willow.
Willow?
Willow should stay away. How come we didn't say that, Cowabunga, dude?
We haven't. Yeah. Ezra Miller playing Tony Stark. I think we got a movie here, folks.
Yeah. Okay.
Or are you saying Robert Downey Jr. should play Ezra Miller because he's no longer
a bio of Ezra Miller?
Yeah, Robert Downey Jr.
Right away, a bio of Ezra. I'm only 30. So what? We're making a movie. You did enough in the last 10 years for a lifetime of a movie. Speaking of Ezra, we have Wish.com Ezra.
No.
Is he ascended past Ezra now?
I think he's better.
Really?
Well, he's the only good thing of the show, pretty much.
I can't disagree there. He's the one that really is trying.
Yeah, and he's pretty to look at least, and he hasn't assaulted an entire family in the Bahamas or whatever.
Just an unknown planet.
Yeah, unknown planet.
Let's get into it, man. Acolytes. Okay. We gotta do it, right? We gotta
rip the band-aid off.
We've been dedicated to this filth of a show.
Yep.
Okay, so first off, anybody who has enjoyed this show, good for you. We are not here to trample on what you like, but clearly by now, after 7 episodes, you should know how we feel about this show. So if you're here and you're going, well, why are they hating it? Well, you should have seen the 7 other shows that we just did leading up to here. We do not personally like the show.
No.
Justin, for example, had optimism and hope for it at the beginning.
Yep.
But after we saw it, we gave our reasons, and we break down all of our reasons every episode. We give our thoughts. We don't just blast out hate. We actually talk about why we did not like the show. We do point out some bright spots. We just did right now with I can't remember his name. This guy. Chimere. Well, his real name, the actor.
Oh.
I don't remember it, but we do point out that he is one of the bright spots. I think that he's probably going to get more roles because he's going to say to whoever he goes to say, listen, don't judge me on that. But if you are, think about it. I pull my own weight there. Right. So I'm sure he's going to get more roles. And I hope he does. I hope this doesn't tarnish his acting career. I hope it only elevates it because of
he was in a bunch of good stuff before.
Well, I'm just saying that I'm hoping he gets the big roles. You know what I mean? Like,
and you know what? If the one good thing that came from this show is whoever choreographed all of the fights, they got $180 million demo reel to then just have in their pockets. So, like, the fights were all good. The fights in this episode, I rewound and watched again. Like, they were fun. They were cool. So they did one good thing.
Okay, so let's get into this. I have the Disney app open. I'm just gonna freeze them. I'm not gonna play them because Disney doesn't like people talking trash about their show.
What? So the mouse has an ego?
Yeah. So, anyways, this is the beginning, and no, I'm not making this. It's not edited here. This is the actual scene. She can you explain this to me? Because I'm having a hard time figuring out how all of a sudden she could see futures just by putting this mask on.
So it's very similar to the cave on Dagobah and the cave on whatever planet in the Rise of Skywalker, where it's a force cave. And you go in there and all you take in there is it's just you and the force. So it's like a sensory deprivation tank. And she had a vision of the future. And she's like, oh, I saw my sister. And she kills Soul. But surprising no one, including everyone watching. The second she said that, I was like, oh, she's gonna kill him. Oh, okay. She can't even tell her sister apart. Which also, too, by the way, I did kind of or not kind of, I did predict in the beginning. I'm just like, I don't think they're sisters. I think they're the same person split into two. Because when I was having fun with like guessing lore stuff, and then at the end they're just like, oh, actually you were the same person. And I'm just like, okay, yeah, I know. There were no surprises in the show ever. Not a single time was I ever like, whoa, cool. I'm just like, oh, and then this, and then they're like, and then this, and I'm like, yeah, okay, I just said that.
The thing is, like, they thought they were gonna be full of suspense and surprise. I think they genuinely thought the audience is gonna, oh no, oh my god, like that.
Yeah,
they really thought we're gonna react. The majority of the audience, we didn't.
Did you know Chimere was Smilo Ren? It's like, yeah, you've only shown us one fucking person in this show. Who else is it going to be?
I mean, they could have done it if they had the, to make it really surprising, but
writing, writers,
yeah, they could have done a better job, way better job, and gave us, like, you could have made us be surprised it was him if you didn't make it so obvious it was him.
Yeah. Right? Like the first time he speaks, he's a bad guy. So we are already like, oh, okay, you're telling us he's a bad guy. B, the first thing he says is he starts reciting the Sith code. And then he's just like, actually, I'm a Sith. And it's like, shit. We know.
No, you could call me a Sith.
Yeah.
Thanks. I didn't know what else to call you.
Okay.
The man with magic potions, I guess.
Yeah, he's a potions guy.
So anyways, they like to traverse across the galaxies real quickly. So they go into the ship where Kimchi Jedi and what is this, May? This is May, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Osha's back there at Love Island. So he doesn't decide to make sure that she has nothing in her pockets that could maybe hurt him or get her to escape. Just throw her on the table. I trust her. Why not? And she's got this giant pouch that's bulging out from the side of her with her android. How
does the robot know to pick locks and to turn into a taser?
It's army robot, Justin.
Yeah, but she just reset it to factory settings. So it's just like, if you reset your phone and you go, hey, Google, go to this thing. It's just like, what? I don't even know what the internet is.
It's a smart robot.
So she spent an hour downloading all the apps again.
Oh, it went on the server and uploaded everything from Jedi Drive.
She factory reset it and then it downloaded all the stuff from the cloud. Right.
Yes,
okay.
Yes.
No, you're right.
Galaxy Cloud. Again, it's so on the nose stupid. Like, this is a trope.
Yeah.
It just, oh my god. Like, okay, so she gets out of this and she basically
runs away, and then she says out loud,
wait, hold on. Let me get that scene for you. I want you to
she runs and she stops and pauses, looks around, and then she goes, oh, the escape ship. I know, I'll take that. And it's like, is this a fucking Scooby-Doo movie? Like, we're not 9 years old. You don't have to explain it. She can just run up to it, hit a button, and then I, as the viewer, because I have a mind, therefore I can think, I could be like, oh, she's in a ship. So she must have just gone to that ship. So she's literally reading the exposition that's in the fucking script that she has, where it says, then she gets into the ship. So she runs up and just goes, now I get into the ship. And then the director's just like, you're not supposed to say that. It's in it.
Reshoot.
And then they're like, shit, it goes out tomorrow.
Sorry, we can't cut it. Just leave it in there. No, but this is something that happens throughout the entire series.
Yeah.
It's not just happens once in it's every episode we get one of these dumb moments or multiple dumb moments where we're like, we know Thank you.
Show don't tell.
And then she turns around and does the what you call it, the Han Solo line.
Well, I'll see you in hell.
Why? Yep. So now what are they going to say? Well, he got it from her now.
Oh, I guess she invented hell.
Yeah, she invented that line, and Han Solo remembers it.
So she gets in the ship.
Just docked with the Millennium Falcon, this ship, and she had it on the wall. So
that's true. Also, when Soul's chasing after her in his own goddamn ship, he also pauses because he got lost, and he's like, "Where do I go?" She ran down the hallway. Did she go down the hallway or and then he continues running and then just narrowly misses her.
Here's the thing. Do they not have an override in the main system to shut off any escape pods? You think they would?
Sure.
Right? Soul could have just went to the main pod and go, nope, you're not going anywhere. I'm locking things down. I don't know.
They don't have that technology yet. They can't be like, hey, computer, shut down all pods.
Nope.
Shut down all the elevators in the detention level. They didn't have C-3PO. That's why they couldn't turn it off.
And then, okay, as if that's not dumb enough, she decides to go inside a ring.
This was cool. This was a really good-looking scene.
Okay, like, I understand what you're saying, but
the CG was like right when she started flying down and going in between the two rings, I was like, oh, this is cool. And like the design or like all of the little like splinters going down and stuff. And I was just like, oh, this looks cool.
But the part that I didn't understand is why is Kimchi going down there to destroy her? Why didn't I don't understand.
Because he's angry and he can't keep track of his emotions or something. I don't know.
The other thing is these are asteroid frozen rocks.
Yeah.
They can destroy your ship easily.
They've got deflector shields.
Didn't hear any of that. Didn't see any of that. Okay, sure.
No.
I just think this was it was fanfare type, like, hey, we can do this cool looking thing. But again, they never ever do their research on impacts and environments. Like we had fire in space.
Yeah.
They don't do any of their research.
There's fire in space, Dio. Did you know that? Did you know there's fire in space? Yeah.
What could have been better is if there was an asteroid built and they tried to maneuver around it. Bigger asteroids, move around it. These are small,
I liked how. Okay. So this part was cool because she's got a small, nimble ship and she can fit in between. And then Soul gets into the other small.
He brings his tugboat around.
Yeah, and then she's like. And then she's talking to the droid that she has no affinity with and doesn't give a shit about and stole from her sister. And now she's best friends with it for some reason. Anyway, actually, that I can chalk up to the fact that they're the same person. So maybe she's like has in the back of her head, it's just like an affinity towards the droid. So now she's talking about it and saying exposition out loud to it. So then she's like, he can't get in here. And what would have been cool is she was able to escape that way. And then he chases her and gets down to the planet. That would be like, all right, that's cool. He kept trying to go in and then the sensors are like, oh shit, don't do that. Then he has to, but then he just goes, yeah, fuck it. I'm just going to go through it anyway. And he's fine.
You know, the crazy part is that's not even the worst part of this.
No, it's not. The gopher again. Why the shit did it pull wires? Like, why? You could have done exactly what I just said. This scene would have been cool. It would have been neat. And then it would have been over with. And you would have had more time to do fight scenes or whatever. But then they get this little son of a bitch to be like, I'm going to sabotage you now for some reason. And then Soul is just like, get out of here, you little rat.
His internet name is Basil.
Yeah, Basil. You little Basil bitch. I don't know.
I don't know what is the purpose of this thing. Why is it trying to kill? He could kill both of them.
Mm-hmm.
if you pull wires off a ship in an asteroid belt, you could probably kill both of yourselves.
Yeah.
You don't even know what you're pulling. It's not like he's some genius that knows every wiring inside there.
He used the Force. I don't know.
It's just so dumb.
Yeah.
I don't know why he's trying to stop Soul from doing it.
And it's
just
not like he's super cute and they're trying to sell toys, so they keep interjecting.
Nobody wants to buy this garbage.
No, he's like ugly and feral, and he just keeps going like.
Oh, this part was so bad to watch.
Yeah.
But wait, there's more.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So, anyways, so she basically loses all power. And here we go again. She plummets to this planet. Dude,
she crash lands. Let's just assume that they have.
I already assumed in the last crash land.
Crazy good airbags. And no, they've got anti-gravity airbags that right at the moment of impact, it reverses all internal motion so you don't get whiplash or whatever. I don't know.
In the last crash, I can't believe I'm saying this. This happened in the same season. So the last time she crashed landed, it was a giant ship, which you could then say, okay, pieces of it broke off. It's a bigger ship. It can absorb more damage. You could get away with saying that.
Yeah.
This is a tiny escape pod.
Yeah.
No,
it's not an escape pod. It's an escape ship.
Sure. One-seater escape ship.
And you know that
let's call it the A-wing
because she said it out loud.
It's an A-wing. Let's just call it an A-wing, right?
Sure.
This thing could incinerate upon entry. It's got no power.
Yeah.
By the time it gets to the lower part of the atmosphere, it should theoretically break it to pieces.
Maybe this planet has a really weak atmosphere, and that's why nobody lives on it.
Yeah.
I'm trying my best to be devil's advocate.
I know you're giving it the old spirit there. But it just, as soon as I saw this thing lose power, I'm like, yeah, she's not dying. She'll be fine. I was expecting her to land in a bale of hay. So,
yeah.
Then we have these two jabronis right here. Let me share this with you.
Ugh. Bumbling idiot.
We have can act, nepotism wife of Leslie.
Mm-hmm.
Ventura, whatever her name is. I don't care.
Ace Ventura.
Alrighty then. And then we have her, I don't know, liaison. He's not even a Jedi. He's just too goofy to be a Jedi.
Yeah,
he has no semblance of a Jedi.
No, he's her secretary.
Yeah.
He's just the intern. He gets her coffee.
He gets to wear the intern outfit just for a while, then he has to give it back to them.
Yeah.
So that's what he's an intern Jedi, and he's like, what did he say? He's like, we found Soul's tracking system.
Yeah. So Soul turned his tracker back on.
Why did he not have it on the beginning?
Because they were trying to come there to get May and Osha and kill them or investigate or something. So then he turned it off because reasons, and then he turned it back on for other reasons. Oh, because he had both of them in the same place. So he keeps turning it on and because he needs them both there to plead his case for why he killed their mom. To prove that there is a virgins, because they're the same person. Oh, that also makes sense as to why he couldn't sense when it was either Osha or May. Because if they're the same person, then at first glance. But he knew that. Anyway.
The more you try to make more sense of it, the more you realize how stupid this show is.
I know. I try to make sense of it, and then I go, wait, that actually doesn't make sense. If you think
you kind of go back in a full circle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so these two decide they're going to go and find him.
Yep. Again.
Oh, no. She goes into a room and then a senator is there.
Oh, yeah, that's right. A senator who knows that there's a murder happening Apparently, everyone knows there is a murder happening.
How?
And then I don't know, because just everyone knows, but apparently nobody ever knows.
The Senate knows that there's something going on. Wouldn't the higher council then know too?
Well, that's why he wants to defund the Jedi.
This is the time where you introduce Yoda and say, what's going on?
No, but they got to save that for
yeah, I know. But I'm just saying
credits, post credits.
They got to do the jangling of the berries to make you feel good at the end. Hey, look what you gave. We gave you this. Look, isn't that cool? Yeah. Isn't that cool? Now tell everybody we need a season 2. Go tell our masters we need a season 2 and another $180 million.
Oh wait, back on the intern guy. So it's a person in power taking advantage of an intern.
I know.
Right when you know.
Sweep things under the rug. Anyway, Senator Boy comes here. By the way, this guy played what's the name? John Jones in Supergirl in the TV show.
Yeah, he looks like a CW actor.
Yeah.
Also, so the budget for this show is $180 million.
Mm-hmm.
You know what the budget of The Dark Knight was?
$150 million?
185. You want to know what the next Batman movie's budget was? 180.
Yeah. People can say, oh, you have to adjust it for inflation. Come on. You have to pay actors in movies, which cost you way more than these jabronis.
All right, $180 million. When did that movie come out? In
15 years ago.
So 2005?
Let's say 2010. We just talked about one of them. So it was like, yeah. 2010.
Okay, so it would have been double that. Well, not double, 250.
But you're
adjusted for inflation.
But look, you are talking about something that's art that won so many awards, right?
Yeah.
And you had to pay big money for these actors in movies. Generally, you pay way more for actors in movies than on TV shows. I don't know of that many accolades all of these actors have. Sure, maybe Kimchi Boy has some. He's a good actor.
Mm-hmm.
But if all of these other actors, Carrie-Anne Moss was barely in it, but okay,
yeah,
she's there. But everybody else is relatively new and relatively raw. Yeah, they have a few movies under their belt. They all do. But it's like they weren't commanding millions of dollars.
Yeah.
Right? So where did the money go?
I honestly don't know. Honestly, I think mostly in this episode.
Well, the senator basically says to her, like, hey, we need to figure this out. She's like, nope, I'm going to handle it. Correct me if I'm wrong, but does the Senate not have more power than they do? Especially her?
Not at this time.
No? Okay.
No, because they were the peacekeepers. They're big head shit. And they pretty much had diplomatic immunity. Were given diplomatic immunity because... Mm-hmm. They were, it's been peace for thousands of years. Nobody's died and everything's good.
No reason to question them.
Yeah.
So we're back at the unknown planet and they've kissed and made up.
Yeah.
This dude literally slaughtered your friends.
Yeah, but now she's got a cool hood on.
She's got a crush on him too, and I don't blame her.
Yeah.
I mean, the dude was...
She's only flesh and blood.
Dude was jacked at the Harrison Hot Springs water area. He was just jacked. And she fell for him. Hey.
So she's got a new costume change.
Yeah. Right on the nose.
5 different ponchos.
It looks silly. It really does. He reminds me of those catwalks in Italy, in Madrid.
Yeah.
With what's his name? Blue Steel.
Yeah, he's walking down the catwalk in Milan.
And Will Ferrell in the crowd going, he's so sexy. He's so hot.
He's so hot right now.
Anyway, so she basically is now the leader, and he's the sidekick now.
Yeah.
When did this happen? Okay, she's like, we're gonna take the ship.
Yeah.
And he's like, okay, lead the way. This guy was a badass 2 episodes ago.
Yeah. But now he's
Cracking
just
necks,
bored.
stabbing people in the chest 3 times. And all of a sudden he's like, all right, you went from being my prisoner to my leader. I don't know. In one episode, you're trying to make this guy look really good, really badass, become iconic, and then the next episode you throw it all away.
Yeah.
I don't know, what am I supposed to do with this then? As a fan, as somebody watching, what am I supposed to do with these characters? Why would I care about these guys anymore? I don't now.
Well, I don't care about him because you've only killed people that I didn't like in the first place, and you know, like you spend 5 episodes making everyone an asshole or dumb, and then
Yeah.
they're like, they're dead, and you're like, oh, the idiot's dead. Oh no. Oh, the asshole's dead. Oh no. And then they're like, isn't this guy evil? And it's like, no. When he's talking, if A, he's defending himself, B, he's just like, yo, I would like to just be alive and exist, and I want to teach people. And then the Jedi are like, no, and he's like, all right, let's do this. And then he gets away, and then yeah.
And then we get the jangling of the keys and the big surprise reveal. There's a lot of Star Wars fans that are not happy.
Yeah, this is dumb.
I don't know what to make of it. I'm gonna actually read up on my vacation. I'm actually gonna read up on this part.
You should read the Plagueis book.
Yeah,
it's
I am.
Really
I am. I have it on audio. I'm gonna be reading it on my.
Really good.
Yeah, 100%. So, because of my lack of knowledge in that area, I don't really have a whole lot to say in this. But I will say one thing: if you're going to introduce, from what I've seen, a very integral character, you might want to do that near the beginning of the show.
Yeah.
And that's Darth Plagueis, aka Harry Potter's villain. No, he's not Harry Potter's villain.
Yeah.
Voldemort.
So Plagueis was like
Palpatine's master.
Yeah, but he was also like 15 at this point.
But hey, age doesn't matter because Ki-Adi-Mundi wasn't even born.
You know what? And I'm fine with because that's a Legends book, so it's not part of canon. So I'm fine. And with the Ki-Adi-Mundi thing, like I'm not mad about that.
But okay, let me ask you this: if it's not canon, this show is canon, though, is it?
Yes.
So how can you mix the two?
Because when Disney took over, they pretty much just axed everything that wasn't the movies. And then Clone Wars was taking stuff like old stories that are legends and then recanonizing them because they're good and they're part of the lore, but they're making it fit with everything that exists now. So changing Ki-Adi-Mundi's age, I'm fine with that if it suits the story.
But it could have been done at all, though, right?
No, it could have been done
because he doesn't really say anything, do anything. So why even have him in there?
Because all it does is just add a little background noise of like, see, they've been corrupt for a long time and they've been trying to keep their lack of control under wraps for hundreds of years. And we're seeing like this type of thing has been, like the Force has been trying to make this happen, this balance for a long time now. And they've been beating it and then fighting it and winning. But then Anakin is the tipping point, and then actually he finally succeeds in bringing everything to balance.
But this whole show, all it does is try to make the Jedi look bad.
Yeah.
The Jedi aren't bad.
No.
So by them saying, oh, Ki-Adi-Mundi was around, he knew about this, he's holding it. We're going to talk about another character that is not going to be aware of it based on this show, the way it's going.
Yeah.
It's going to be aware of all this. So it drastically changes what we see in the what do you call it, the prequels.
Yeah.
It changes it. It actually flips it to all of it being a lie then. Does it not?
It's it doesn't change it. It just makes it less subtle. And having the Jedi be corrupt and, you know, not all knowing and good, it makes the prequels seem like, oh, well, they've just always had these huge, massive problems and they've just been barely hiding it. Yet in the prequels and everything, it was like, oh no, this is a subtle political move that they're doing to try and lower
the
public
guards.
panic.
Well, it worked though, because Palpatine got like that. The whole story was that they were thinking that everything's great because they've had all these hundreds of years of peace.
Yeah.
So they didn't see it coming.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
But with this now changing the narrative, they should have been aware being aware of that something could happen, because it's already happened recently 100 years ago.
Yeah. Well, that's what I mean. Like it's not a subtle. Like,
I think the show ruins the prequels.
Yeah.
And okay, so let's go back to
it makes it less impressive what Palpatine did, because it's like, oh, this
we already knew this was going to come. Well, we had something.
Exactly.
We had an inkling, right?
Yeah.
So Plagueis here, he looks cool. I'm gonna give him that. He looks cool. I immediately, even though I don't know the story, I immediately knew who it was.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, but it would have been way more cooler if this guy was in the background doing stuff throughout the whole goddamn show.
Yeah.
And our boy
actually have a villain, because we didn't have a villain this entire season.
Because all this makes it look like he's just a creepy guy in the caves.
Yeah.
And we don't know. People online are gonna make these assumptions. Oh, he was guiding what's his name, Chimera, the whole time. Well, how do we know that?
You could have had like episode 1 or 2 or maybe 3, have him like talking.
Do you remember? Okay, so here you go. Do you remember that scene in the beginning of, I think it was episode 1, where at the end she walks up by the water and then she sees the Sith with the blade coming out?
Yeah.
Imagine that in the cave with him coming up to him,
and
then saying those lines, or a version of it.
Just have Plagueis like just completely dominating Chimera, of like,
just yellow eyes coming out of the darkness.
Yeah, and just like has something over him, and he just has complete control over him. And it's not so much like he doesn't want to do this and he's taking advantage of him, but it's just like, this is the mastermind. And yeah, Chimera's cool, and he is essentially taking care of and overseeing Plagueis's experiments with the Force. But like, he's doing other shit, and Chimera's just overlooking.
He could also said that the witches of whatever that place was, they were not the reason why these two were you could have totally played around with the whole thing.
Yeah.
You could have really turned it on its side and said, oh, these witches thought they created life, but in fact, there's somebody else of a darker, background doing the manipulating of all of this.
Because as far as this show makes us think, and what they said was that they were the ones that the witches were the ones who created it, or who created the twins. But I don't, I don't know what the actual story behind it is, because it's never told, it's never explained, and it's just hearsay between, the twins of just being like, well, they were super powerful and they made us, so why'd you kill them? And it's like, I don't think they did. And if they did, then what was Plagueis? I don't
know. Solid Soldier says if they focused it only on Chimera, it would have been a better show. Manny, that's his name, Manny.
Yeah.
Santo Yanto. I don't want to butcher it, but I am.
Jacinto.
Jacinto. Okay, he is a good actor. We are all in agreement of that.
Yeah,
we've been in agreement of that since the beginning when we were introduced to him. He is a good actor, and yeah, definitely. We talked about this in previous shows, that having more focused on Chimera would have been better, because every time he's not in that episode, it just feels dead. Nobody cares. I mean, it's dead throughout the show, but when he's inserted into the scenes, there's a little bit of hope. Of hey, we're gonna see somebody with a little bit of acting skills that's gonna do their best with what they're
or
given.
some motivation. Like we understand his motivation pretty quick, and it makes sense, and he follows through with it.
Yeah. So, anyways, our boy Kimchi goes to the planet and lands there. Basil stays in the ship. Surprise. You stay in the ship, Basil. Dude, the first thing what I'd done was once Kimchi Boy lands on the planet, the first thing I would have done was get my lightsaber and shove it down that Basil's throat.
Yeah.
This dude almost killed us. This guy's a traitor. He's willing to kill you.
Yeah.
Dude, F this guy off, put him on a spit, come back later for some dinner. Like, that's what I would do with that.
Yep.
Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous that this Basil dog is running around, whatever the hell it is, beaver. Anyways.
A little elevated when him and the dude play Solar on screen. Yeah. That's because they're good actors and they could show emotion.
Exactly. Not Mandolin, whatever. She can't show emotion at all. She struggles. She struggles throughout this whole show. And so, anyways, he lands and he's like, "Oh, we're back on Bendok." And I remember I hear voices in my head, right? So, anyways, he goes to the path where he was, going to save the two of them when they're kids, of course. And then he walks into the narrow cave areas. Oh, by the way, this place has been destroyed and abandoned. Okay,
right.
You know where I'm going with this. This place has been abandoned and destroyed.
For
the reactors all blew up. And here she is. Oh, I'm just gonna hardwire this and we're gonna open these doors.
Yeah. Even though it exploded inside, and the reason why most people died was because the power generators exploded 16 years ago. But
the power generator.
But because this is the planet that has flammable rocks, their plants are also electronically conductive. So when moss grows between the wires, it actually creates a circuit. So that's how she could. Yeah. You didn't know that.
I just thought it was the 2 Duracell batteries hanging off it.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
No, she used her droid. Pip.
Yeah. The droid is now a generator. It can open doors. It can do anything.
That's what the blue lights are. Those are solar panels. Yeah.
You know it. Okay. And the funny thing is, here's the funny thing. She goes to him. What, you're gonna climb it? Dude can fly.
Yeah.
That's how she turns around, he's gone. I'm like, okay, how did this be? I'm like, oh yeah. Dude can fly like Superman. Forgot about that.
So he just teleports in there or flies in there or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. There should have been florage all over it. Yeah. Nope. No rust, no algae, none of that.
There's a little bit of algae on there. Some moss growing.
Yeah. That looks like some extras just got some brush and can you dirty this up? Sure.
Yeah.
That looks coffee on it. Yeah, there you go. So anyways, she opens the door, dude takes off somewhere. He flies. So cool. It's funny how they won't show him. It's funny how they won't show him flying, right?
No, so, he just disappears and he teleports. I don't know.
Yeah. And then we have Saul meeting him in the middle of a corridor, and
this fight was great. I really liked this fight.
Okay, so the only gripe I have with this fight is this was cool. Hey, I mean, it is what we want, right? We want lightsaber battles. It was pretty good. The scene where he's falling backwards and gliding back.
I kind of really liked that.
You liked it?
I thought it was really artful, and it was just like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon shit. And I was just
That's exactly what I was gonna say. That's crazy. I was gonna say that.
Yeah, this is cool. And it's like I think it could have been shot a little better, but the execution was cool, and it got me giddy, and I was like, cool. They're doing floaty Jedi stuff. That's cool.
That's silly. I'm like, this is silly. This is silly. This is the part I'm talking about right here.
It was cool. I liked it.
I mean, it's not the worst thing I've seen this series, so I can't really.
I think it was. I think because it was.
You're still talking Star Wars. What do you guys want me to?
No, Kiwi was asking what I missed.
Oh, okay.
So he's just filling him in. Yeah.
Oh, I see. Okay. No, Kiwi, what did you think we were talking about?
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
I think it was because when they shot it, they had them moving slowly, and then they cranked it a little bit, so then it was slow motion. But because they were already moving slowly, it looked weird when it was in slow motion. So if they did this at like full speed and then did it in slow motion, it would have been cool. But like the fact that his cloak isn't moving with the wind, it's like you were doing this slow, then why did you put it in slow motion? And
use a fan. Use a fan, blow the cape in the air.
Yeah.
Right? Like it would have been so much better with those effective kind of look, right?
If they had done this thing where he like jumps back like that, and they do kind of like a speed ramp where it's like, and then that would have been cool.
Or the other thing was he could have done a backflip.
Yeah. Right? Backflips are dumb.
It's too overdone.
Yeah. Also, when they
did Kieran Moss direct this part, because they look Matrix-esque.
It did, yeah. When they were up on the top there, and he had blocked his saber, and he was pushing it through the metal, that was cool too.
It was very anime.
Yeah, but I mean,
some people like it.
You have Jedi,
but like you're right.
In their prime,
if they sped it up, I would have liked it.
Yeah.
So we get this scene. They're fighting it all out, dueling it, going crazy, right? I mean, then we have the fight scene was not bad. It wasn't horrible. The part where he gets a small little Swiss Army knife underneath his sword, makes it into 2 now.
Yeah, he did that before.
Yeah. I was like, okay, cool. It's something different. It's Kylo Ren-esque almost, right?
Well, it's still with the like Kurosawa films. So it's like old samurai films where he pulls out the wakizashi or the tanto or whatever.
And then, I mean, that scene was fine, but the fight between the 2 sisters,
it was okay.
Oh my god, it was not good.
It was okay.
You know, when you can see choreography designed to miss all the time.
Yeah,
this was it.
Absolutely.
This was designed. Hey, let's make it look pretty, but make sure you're missing. And the angles that the camera was shooting at, you could tell they were definitely missing.
Yeah, and I think they were kind of hamstringed from the fact that they didn't have a lot of options for angles, because it's her fighting herself, and those aren't 2 people, so they have to go at a certain angle so that you can't see her face, so that the stunt performer can have their face shrouded, and it would be expensive to do a face replacement. So with those angles of hiding her face, you can't hide the misses. Or, I mean, I'm sure there's a way that you could have done it, but like, it was more obvious that it was when you see a fight scene, you don't want to see the choreography. You don't want to see like, okay, and 1 and 2 and 3 and jump and 1 and 2 and duck.
Yeah, it shouldn't be it shouldn't be a what's that Brazilian thing?
Ong Bak?
No, the Brazilian martial arts.
Oh, capoeira?
Yeah, it looked like that almost, right?
Did.
Whereas more of a dance ritual than an actual combat, right? Like it just looks. I didn't feel that this was an actual fight compared to what we just saw a few seconds ago.
Yeah.
Right. So I mean, I just thought it was
especially having those 2 fight scenes back to back. It's like you can feel like it really made. If this was on its own, it would have been like, yeah, it was all right, it was pretty good. But like, because you had like, oh, here's 2 people actually trying to kill each other, and now here's 2 people dancing.
Yeah,
and like they're good dancers, but it's still dancing.
It's still dancing. Exactly.
They're not trying to hit each other.
Oh man. Okay. And then so we get the fight. Soul outdoes what's the name? Chimere.
Moon.
And then we have what's her name?
Osha.
Osha. Force.
Oh wait, no, that's May.
May gets the lightsaber of Kimchi.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. Sure. Why didn't he stop her?
Because he forgot how the Force worked.
They always forget how the Force works.
Yeah.
In this show, they barely, for a show with Jedis, they barely use Force.
No,
it's always the blade first, then the Force. Even in his fight right now, even in his fight, he doesn't use a whole lot of Force.
Oh, he does. He does the Kamehameha.
And then he goes and loses his blade because she gets it before him.
Yeah, yeah.
Why not just tired?
He needed no Henry bar.
You know what would have been cool? He pulls it right back out of her hands.
Yeah.
That would have been cool. Like, yeah, okay. I'll take that back. Thank you very much. I'm a Jedi master. Thank you.
Yeah. No, Leslie's wife, what's her name? The green girl. Yeah. She used the Force like 6 times to open a goddamn door in this episode.
Don't these doors open up anyways? You don't need to.
Yeah. That's like me
through our airport door opens here.
Yeah, it's like every time I go through the door at Walmart, I do this.
It's so dumb. It's so dumb.
The senator should have been like, those are motion control, right? Like,
how do you think I got in here?
You're not threatening me. Yeah. Oh, okay. I'll walk up to it. Oh, do I have the Force too?
So strong with the Force. Those tears are real, my friends. Those tears are real.
No, they weren't. There was a CG tear that they had. They put a CG tear on him.
Oh, I didn't notice that. You did?
Yeah, okay. You'll get to it right before he dies. When he's on his knees, he has a CG bloody tear.
No way.
Yeah.
Seriously? Oh my god. But this is not the scene here, right?
No, not yet. Maybe.
He looks like he's about to let a fart out. A Jedi Force sensitive fart.
Yeah.
Okay, so here, why does he not tell her the truth?
Because he can't control his emotions, guilt. Also, yeah. Every time he goes to talk about this, he's always like, I feel so bad. I'm terrible. Even though he was like, yeah, she was turning into like this smoke.
He never
demon.
says it once.
Yeah, she was turning into a smoke demon and she was taking your sister. I don't know if she was killing you or what.
It was an accident,
I'm sorry I acted a little hastily, but in the moment, I as far as I know, I saved your sister. So my bad. But
he never says, Osha, was an accident. I didn't know what to do. I panicked. Your mother turned into this crazy witch in the air. And yeah. I saw you almost disappearing too in this thread.
And the last time she did that, she
she possessed one of our Jedis,
assaulted in the mind one of our youngest Jedis,
mind sexually assaulted one of our Jedi.
Yeah. She mind diddled one of our young Padawans.
Oh. I was waiting for him to say the word mistake.
Yeah.
And say, this is what really happened. I was waiting for that. I'm like, finally, this guy is going to get his truth out. Finally, the show is going to have some explanation as to what really happened. Because as a viewer, I know what happened. But somehow, all these characters
on fire.
Yeah, these characters don't know what happened. So you're sitting there going, can you please tell what we watched to these characters? Which is what a story is supposed to do. And then we as viewers see the reaction afterwards.
Yeah.
And we don't. Because for whatever reason, he just can't tell the truth.
Maybe he's trauma blocking it and it's been years and he just there can be an explanation for his reaction here, but we didn't get it.
There's always something interrupt. 100% agree. 100%.
Yeah, and the writers of this show know how to drag one topic on forever. Christ.
That too. Yeah, it's mind numbing. Mind numbing. Anyway, so
wait, hold on. There was another scene with what's her name? The green lady.
Okay.
Pull it up. And
what's the scene you're talking about?
She's talking on a communicator. She's in the boardroom or whatever, and she's like, "I really need to speak with him." And the guy on the other end says, "Well, this is highly unorthodox, but I'll see what I can do."
Yeah, we know what it is. Who it is.
Okay, this one I don't like, because it sounded like Palpatine.
No, that's just a distortion. It's a distortion.
The voice, the cadence, it sounded like somebody doing but
he's not born yet.
I know. He's like 40 years not born yet.
Yeah, so it's not Palpatine.
Anyway, that confused me. This part I really liked. This was cool.
But that's not how it works.
It is absolutely how it works.
Are you sure?
100%. That's
how do you explain purple and yellow then?
Sorry?
How do Christ or we get purple and yellow then?
No. So before Disney took over, red lightsabers were synthetic lightsabers, and that's how they were made. They were man-made lightsaber crystals. After Disney took over, the new canon was you would bleed a lightsaber crystal, a kyber crystal. Oh. So you would no. You would, and Darth Vader did this, and
Darth Vader was prior.
Huh?
Darth Vader was prior to Disney taking over, though.
No. Well, yeah, but there was a Marvel.
Basically, what you're saying is they changed the lore of it.
They put the new canon, because before they were just like, they're synthetic crystals that you make, and then it was you would bleed the lightsaber crystal. So then you would essentially focus all your rage and hate on it, and then it would bleed it, and it would turn it red. Darth Vader did this in a comic series.
Okay, so then what about purple and yellow? Then how do they?
Those are all natural forming crystals.
So red is the only synthetic.
Correct.
Okay.
So this is also why Balin and Shin Hati, theirs weren't red, because they weren't full dark. They were just a bit off. Mm-hmm. So they had a bit of that going in, and but also they're more powerful, which is also why most Siths, whenever they hit, it's usually is more like, they're putting more force into it, but actually the blade, and that's why Kylo Ren's was so unstable, was because he was a little bitchy teenager who's angsty and shit, and that's why it was just so unstable. Also, who's shitty at building lightsabers.
So she becomes, she's not a Sith now because it's red, right?
Yeah. Well,
she becomes a Sith because her mother died at the hands of Soul.
Mm-hmm. And that was the last bit. So, like, this whole story bit,
it's poorly executed. It's poorly executed.
Absolutely. But, like, if you give me the cliff notes of what happened in this scene, it was fucking sweet. Yeah. Because it's like, okay, this was the last bit of hope she had for good, was because Soul was a good guy. He was his teacher or her teacher. And you know what? She just didn't make it as a Jedi. But really what happened was she was so damaged by this whole situation that she never had any hope of being a Jedi. And Soul was the only one who was pushing her to, become a Jedi, do this. Okay, you teach this, you learn this, blah, blah, blah. But because of his actions and because of the actions of the Jedi, she was just damaged goods, and she never got a hold of her emotions, and she couldn't find peace or anything like that. And she was just constantly being torn in literally two different directions
because her mother died.
Well, the sisters, yin and yang, being pulled in two different directions. And then after learning, actually, Soul's the one who killed your mother, then she just loses her shit and just unleashes all of her hatred and anger and suffering and all that. And then the lightsaber bleeds. So, like, if I turn my brain off and I don't, again, if you give me the bullet points of like, here's the story beats, it's like, oh, cool, that's cool. And then you watch it and you're like, why is this shit?
So here's the thing, though. This is very eerie of how Anakin became Vader.
Sure.
Mother dies, gets angry, loses all hope, doesn't want to trust people, and sort of just gets shifted over to the Sith side. He has a Sith in the background, playing mind games, getting him to come closer and closer to the dark side.
Yeah,
it's almost
seducing
like
him with it. Yep.
It's almost like they're like, hey, let's make a female version of Anakin.
Yeah, no, it's again, when the show was first being talked about, they were like, we're doing it 200 years or 1,000 years before any of the movies, and this has nothing to do with the Skywalker saga, except it has everything to do with every fucking thing that's in any of the movies. So, like, what the fuck was that line about? Oh, this has nothing to do. Oh, wait, never mind. I lied. It's got everything to do. It's actually where everything started. I hate it.
So, anyways, Blade turns red.
Yep. It was neat.
Life goes on.
Yep.
Right. Our boy Soul dies.
Yep.
By not with the blade, by her choking him like Vader did. Right. Sure. I mean, hey, gotta play the part, right?
Yep.
So he's dead. Bye-bye. And they basically are running now because they're like, oh snap, the good guys are coming now. And she's like Basil. She sniffs something in the air.
No, that's her old apprentice. And Masters and Apprentices, they would kind of.
Oh, I didn't see that coming.
No, nobody did. It was super obvious. And Masters and Apprentice, they gain some sort of like mind lock kind of thing,
connection.
So.
Yeah. Okay, so did she ever say this to anybody?
No.
Why not? Wouldn't that information have been helpful to Soul? Anybody that's down there risking their lives?
Yeah, but maybe she didn't know. No, she didn't. Nobody knew who he was.
I know she didn't know, but she was so close to always discovering the places they were in. She never felt the Force, felt anything about the way they fought, the people got killed. She didn't have any inkling it could have been her apprentice.
Yeah.
She immediately blames Soul, which we'll get to in a second. What she does, man, she does dirty.
Yeah. Do you like
she is dirty, man.
Do you like my?
Just a foolish man.
That's what she fucking calls him.
Oh man, she does him dirty. Anyways, she's here. Everybody rejoice. She brought a handful of useless Jedis again. By the way,
red coats.
Why do all these Jedis look like rejects? They have no personality, nothing. Remember when we used to get a room full of Jedis in the old movies? You see, like, oh, hey, that guy looks pretty badass. That girl looks pretty badass. That alien looks pretty badass. None of these people look threatening at all. And why are they all humans?
No, there was
there
one that wasn't.
Okay, it was in the budget, I guess, to get that one.
Yeah, there was one guy who had a lot of blue face paint.
They all look like they're about to go into a yoga studio any minute now. Like, that's what they look like. They're probably wearing Lululemon underneath their hood. Oh, man, they just don't look threatening. They don't look Jedi-esque. They don't have that feel. Do you know what I mean?
No, yeah. They're not stoic at all.
Nothing.
They're not,
They look like chickens with their heads cut off. Where do we go, Master? Where do we go, Master? Where do we go?
Yep.
Like, just run around aimlessly. And she gets to the compound and she's like, you, perimeter, you... What? What are you doing? What are you talking about, perimeter? They're already gone.
Yeah.
Shouldn't you be going? You felt your apprentice in the Force. He's long gone. He's going. He's running out of there.
But then they got the tracker.
Basil.
Basil saves the day.
Freaking Basil. Somebody just murder that Basil. Jeez.
Yeah. Put him in a bear trap.
Here, this is what I'm talking about. These guys just look ridiculous. Oh, man. There it is. I got the group picture here. Here you go. The stoic Jedis from Hot Yoga Studio.
Yeah. See the guy in the far left there. He's got some blue face paint.
Yeah, there you go. Okay. We got one alien. Well, it's not really much alien. It's just more of hair alien.
Yeah, he just got off the set of Creature from the Blue Lagoon. and he took his mask off, and then he's like, "Shit, I don't have time to get all this paint off." Oh, I think the black guy in the back there, right on the
the very back.
I think he also was part alien too. I don't remember. Anyway,
yeah, I don't know. Just okay, sure,
but yeah.
So anyways, they're there. Basil helps them out.
Jedis.
Yeah, Basil helps them out. The helmet is on the floor somewhere. And she whispers something to Saul. And I'm just like,
hell yeah, Mark Little.
What?
It's a good thumbnail.
Thanks, Mark. Yeah, I appreciate that. I was like, what do I think about it? I'm like, oh yeah, that line. Because that line pissed me off, man. That was Harrison Ford's line.
Yeah.
It pissed me off.
In season 2, she's going to fall in love with Chimere, and he's going to say, I love you, and she's going to say, I know.
And stab him after.
Yeah, she's going to steal another Harrison Ford line.
What do you... Okay, let's play devil's advocate. What do you think he's... what do you think she said to him?
We know what she said. They show it later.
I don't remember.
But they spend 5 minutes zooming in on this, being like, ooh, what's she going to say to him? And then they show it 5 minutes later. She just says, sorry, bud.
Oh, my dear.
Yeah. She was like, sorry, my dear old friend. And then just shits on him. Literally blames everything for it. Oh, it's just the actions of one foolish man.
Oh, boy, do I have got some stuff.
Yeah,
hey, man, this is the place to say it if you want to say it.
This is a safe space.
Yeah. I thought she said, got you, bitch.
That would have been better. Yeah, right? Like make her out to be the villain. Like lean into it, because again, there was no villain this entire season. Like Chimere was
even have a guy, smirk. But then a smirk would have went a long way,
or something. Yeah, just like, oh, you thought you could get in my way. Yeah. Like make her the bad guy.
I'm telling you, gotcha, bitch would have went a long way. Yeah, I would have immediately say you totally redeemed yourself.
Yep, best show ever.
Oh, one little line. Oh, what a chase the whole story. Gotcha, bitch. All right. So we're getting close to the end, folks. I promise we're getting close to the end.
Yeah.
So anyway, Basil takes them in the woods and they go to the Tree of Life. It felt like Avatar for me.
No, the Tree of Death. That's where they get the poison from. Yeah, that's where they get the poison from, remember?
Oh, yes, you're right. Yes.
Don't you remember the little things that they talk about?
I don't give a shit about the little things in the show. I don't even care about the big things in this show.
Yeah.
And yeah, so there they are where they all began. And okay, so the two of them are like, hey, what's the name? Chimere and Osha? Yeah, Chimere and Osha like, we gotta go. And May's
no. And May is there.
Yeah.
And you can hear Basil in the background, the 2-foot little rat going, which means they're like 10 feet away. And then they go, we got to go right now. Okay, let's hug for 10 minutes.
I was just going to say that. Let's get a farewell goodbye. But here's the thing, though. Why don't you just go with them? Why do you need to leave? I don't understand. Just
because they're
Basil
running,
is just so run with
powerful that he could sniff them through time. Didn't you know? Basil's the hero of this show.
I wanted to punch my TV when I saw that. I'm like, just run together, you idiots.
What was Plagueis doing in the cave, recovering from
nobody knows
extraneous and proactive menage a trois with Osha and Chimere? Truth. Yo, I'll watch that.
He's onto something. Mark, you're onto something.
Yep. We were talking about this earlier. That was Chris. He was just like, I just want to see all three of them bang. Like that would make it so much better.
Just run together, you idiots.
And they're not twins, they're the same person. So really, it's not a threesome.
And then we get even more stupider part here. Mr. Chimere goes,
oh yeah, I can wipe your memory.
Why did he do that to both of them in the beginning?
Why didn't he do that every time he gets into a fight with somebody?
He's so
just
powerful.
like they pull out a lightsaber and he's just like, "You're a dog," and they're like, "Arf, okay." Like, why did he just
like, what? I'm a human.
Yeah.
I can't sniff anymore.
You want to go get me chicken right now? Oh, okay, yeah.
Oh my!
Maybe now again, I'm just gonna be devil's advocate.
Yes,
Maybe it only works on a willing participant. So
she
they
never
have
said
to
anything, did she?
I know, but nothing else makes sense.
What
so
if,
I'm trying to
what if she
inject.
didn't want her memory erased?
She did. That's what she said. She said, "Okay, let's do it." So she gave him consent.
I missed that part because I was almost punching my TV about how
Yeah.
stupid the scene was.
This was it only works if he has consent.
Right, what you know, Leslie. Right, what you know.
Something that Leslie didn't
she
learn.
forgot all about it all too.
Yeah, it's true. She was complacent.
Yeah. Okay. Anyways, let's look past that. Let's say,
yeah. So they wipe her memory.
Maybe didn't have enough seats in the ship, right?
Sure.
And so May stays behind. They hug it out.
Yep.
They take off. God knows where. Nobody cares. Oh, back to the unknown planet. That's where they run off to.
Yeah.
Right. So they bring her in. By the way, throughout the whole show, I really hated this police Jedi thing. You have the right to remain silent. No, they're not police officers.
No.
And they have the handcuffs. When did Jedis use handcuffs? I don't recall seeing it in the show, the movies. Did you ever see it in a movie?
I mean,
Jedis, not talking about anybody else involved in the galaxy. Not talking about stormtroopers or any.
Yeah, I was gonna say I've only seen stormtroopers.
Yeah, that makes sense. Their army, their military, the police force. Yes, that all makes sense, right? But I've never seen Jedi handcuff people.
I can only think of maybe a couple times in the Clone Wars, but then there were probably clones around. So
if anybody knows in the chat, let us know, or you put in the comments section too when the show's over. Let us know.
I don't think
I'm curious to know. I don't recall. Anyways, the whole time you have the right to remain. It's so LAPD bullshit. I'm so sick of that. Stop that nonsense. They're not like that.
They're not cops. They're space Catholics. They're doing holy wars.
Hey. There might be some truth to that.
Yeah, that's why
she's dressed like one.
She's a vicar.
Why does she get a new outfit? Oh, I know why.
Because she wanted to take it home, and after production, Leslie said she could have it.
Leslie's like, you look hot in that.
Yeah.
Gotcha, bitch. Anyways, so she gets this brand new, I guess, promotional outfit because she does a bang up job so far.
Wait, Mark. No, they have squatters' rights. Yeah, the witches had squatters' rights. That's Intergalactic Republic squatters' rights. That's a thing. That's canon now.
Woo. So she gets a new outfit, and here comes what's her face? May. And oh boy. So they have this little conversation here.
Yep.
And remember the whole time I was so mad about that whole scene, why I didn't run away. I didn't hear the part where her brain was washed. I had to go back. Right.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sitting there watching this. I'm like, what are you talking about? She knows everything. And then I went back. I'm like, oh, okay. But even then, I'm like, it's so stupid.
Yeah. What's the one of the biggest tropes in movies? Oh, yeah, I've got amnesia. Oh, I don't know who I am. Then I turn out to be a super soldier and I'm Bruce Willis or some shit. So yeah, they do the amnesia thing.
By the way, why does everything look so cheap in this room?
Those
controls look like me and you could have made that on a weekend.
Yeah, they look like
bottle caps and refrigerator stove tops.
It doesn't look High Republic all well.
They have screen. There's no there's no digital actual. It looks like 1970s Star Trek.
Yeah, I can. Yeah, it doesn't look well done. It looks cheap.
It looks very cheap. For the budget of 180 million.
180 million.
You would think that would be a better.
You could buy an iPad, motherfucker. Buy an iPad, put it up on there.
Just glue it to the ceiling.
Yeah.
Anyway, so they're having a conversation here. I don't know. You want to chime in on this?
No, I don't remember much. It was literally it was I have amnesia, and she's like, "All right, peace. You're free to go."
So here's the part where you could talk about here. I'm gonna step out for a second here, but elaborate on this here to the audience.
Oh yeah. So then she's like,
back in a second.
Okay. So then she's just like, actually it was one dude's. Wait, how do I do that? Yeah. That's way too big. Why am I out of focus? Anyway, so she's like, one dude's, and it'll never happen again. Sorry. Everyone got killed, and you actually don't need to look into our stuff anymore. Just trust me. Everything's fine. He offed himself. So, and then none of the senators asked for proof or anything. So they're just like, oh, so you were lying to us about this mass murderer or serial killer? Okay. Oh, and he was in your ranks? So it was one of your own, and you were hiding it. And so everything's fine. We don't need to do an audit on the Jedi. Okay. Yeah. Sounds good. We'll take your word for it. And yeah, so it's just the one work of one foolish man who murdered a bunch of people and an entire community on a mining facility, an entire community of squatters. And so everyone was like, yeah, okay, sounds good. Yeah. You're off the hook. No problem. So that's what happened. And it was dumb. And then the credits almost roll. And let me just find a picture of it. Since Elvin's taking his sweet ass time taking a piss. And like they didn't even really age him down at all. Like he just looks exactly how he looks in. No, I don't want to do that. Do this. Like he just looks like exactly how he does in the prequels. They don't make him any younger looking. Maybe he's got a couple extra follicles of hair.
Oh, you jumped ahead here.
What happened after?
No. I wanted to go back to talk about the part where I left off. Right.
All
right. What did you say to this scene?
That she said to them, it was one of our own who became a serial killer, and I was hiding it, and I lied. But you don't have to do an audit. It's all good. He killed himself. Trust me.
Trust me. Yes.
Yeah. And they're all like, sounds good.
And such a gutless thing to do. Throw him under the rug. Have him take the rap for everything. And people are like, well, that's because she's evil. Okay. So all this room full of people here should just take your word for it.
Yeah.
Don't do an internal investigation. None of the other high members of the Jedi are not involved in doing any internal investigation to see if there's any truth to this. Yeah. None of that. We'll just chalk it up to ignorance because that's what they were like 1,000 years ago. They were all ignorant. Oh, yeah. Sure. There's a lot of devil's advocate you have to play in this show to even make sense of it somewhat. So it's funny, go back to that scene with Yoda, if you don't mind. Stop the screen share there. Somebody saw this, I couldn't stop laughing. It's Yoda responding to her when she opens it and goes, I'm in the toilet. I am Ventressa. Disturbing me, you are. He looks like he's in the can taking a dump.
He does.
She just bombards herself in.
Mark said something good here. We need to talk. Great deception, I sense. Think me blind, do you? Blameless soul is. Take over this investigation, I shall. Not Jedi, you are not. Yeah, like Yoda can sense
he's now
Anakin
accomplice.
killing
He's accomplice to this whole thing then.
Yeah, but Yoda can sense that Anakin is killing some Tusken Raiders, some Sand People, and he can sense when other people dies. But 7 Jedi die to the hands of an old Jedi, and he's just like, I'm asleep. I was sensing. I did not. Different time zones it's in. I'm in Pacific time.
Yeah.
Why does a senator know more about what's going on in the Jedi Order? I thought they were trying to keep this quiet. They were. But when the senator came and talked to her, he's just like, yo, there's a murder happening. And it seems like everyone knows. And also the fact that everyone kept being like, oh, you went through hyperspace. Is your tummy okay? That's an inside joke between Leslie and her wife, that she's got a like weak stomach and vomits or shits herself whenever she goes on a plane or something.
Nobody cares.
No.
Mark says,
he was too busy spanking Yaddle. That's true.
Disturbing,
he's a young man. When 500 years old you are, smash is good. You will not.
Oh man. Did they really think? I mean, I know a bunch of people are losing their shit when they saw him and play against. They're like, oh my god, it's them.
No, it made sense why Yoda was in it, because he like having a Yoda cameo is just like, yeah, he was around.
But it just takes away so much from him as a character.
Yeah, it implies that he was completely blind.
Yeah. And he's not like some young Yoda with inexperience. This is a seasoned Yoda. You can tell by the hair on the back of his head.
Yeah.
He's been around. He is arguably one of the most powerful Jedis ever.
He's probably in his prime here.
Yeah.
He ain't got a cane. He does Beyblade shit all the time now.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. If you actually watch it,
the follow up
with The Force Awakens, I guarantee you this could cause some people to experience
The funny thing is, there are a bunch of people online, and I don't mean a lot, they're the minority. They love this show. They love it. They're like, oh, this is amazing. It's a breath of fresh air, blah, blah, blah. But none of them are actually going and explaining in detail as to why.
Yeah.
I see no YouTube videos. I see zero people on social media explaining why they think the show is so good.
Because
they pick little things here and there, which anyone could do, but that doesn't mean the show is great.
I like.
Yeah, but overall, you've come out and said, even though I have certain things I like about it, the show is still ass.
Yeah.
Right? But none of those people that do say the show is great ever admit that the show overall is ass. They think everything's sunshine and rainbows.
Well, like you didn't like Andor, but every week Chris and I would spend 45 minutes explaining, okay, this is why this story piece is brilliant, and this bit of dialogue was amazing, and this character development is so rewarding when they this and this and this. And it wasn't just like, but I don't know, it's good, I like it, it's cool. Like we actually gave you like detailed, like, here's why this is amazing, and this perfectly goes into this, and this was a great story piece because of this, and then it built into this and this and this, and you're just like, all right, I just don't enjoy it. And we're like, that's fine, I'm gonna continue enjoying it.
Even when I said I don't enjoy it, I explained why, right?
Yeah.
It's not my type of story. I like the Jedi, the Sith, and all that.
Yeah.
But I did also say to you guys, if you were to compare all the shows that we've seen, it's right below Mandalorian for me now.
Yeah.
And if you were to ask me that 2 years ago, I said, hell no, because I didn't think it could get worse. Boy, was I wrong.
Yeah.
It did not just get worse. It got really bad.
Yeah.
Like, terrible. Right? And you have to be, at the same time, like, you have to be honest and say. So I said it before. Andor is above Obi-Wan. Andor is above Acolyte. Andor is above, what's the other one? Boba Fett. Right? The only thing that Boba Fett was good was the last 2 episodes, which Mando was in it. Right? That's the only 2 episodes of that show that I thought was above Andor. But everything else.
Well, and the Luke episodes.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, the Luke episode too.
Yeah.
I'm going to be sick with all this swapping.
Yeah.
No. I tried to have a conversation with somebody who loved the show, and I said, okay, can you explain to me what did you like? Don't just pick little things. Tell me the summarization of what you think the show made it so good, because they made it out to believe think that it's one of the best shows ever come out for Star Wars. I'm like, okay, give us a summarization. If you're gonna talk the talk, then back it up. Right? Back it up. Don't just nitpick about small little things. Oh, you guys didn't like the witches? You guys are bigots or this and that. You're toxic. No.
No, I like the witches.
Tell me why and what's the reason why you like that episode, because that episode was ass.
Yeah.
Right? There was a lot of terrible writing in that show or that episode.
Again, if you just go with the cliff notes of what happens in those episodes with the witches, and it's like, all right, there's a force cult of witches, and they all kind of use the force, but it's different because obviously they didn't learn it from the core worlds. And then like this, and like again, if you go in the cliff notes, it's just like, all right, that sounds cool, and then you watch it and you're like, why is this bad? Why? It sounded like it was going to be cool, and just the implementation was just so bad. And I think the majority reason why was because it was written by a room full of writers who were bragged about never have watching a Star Wars.
And now they're like all pissed off because people are upset that they don't like the percentage in Rotten Tomatoes is like 14%. They're pissed off. They go on the offense and try to,
well, in their defense, that was review bombed. Like,
even if you want to review bomb it, if you want to call it, but you can also, like I said, look at the opposite side then. Then the shills came out to review bomb the positivity side of it. If you're going to call one side review bombing, then you have to look at the other side as well.
I'm not going to.
There's no way the show is 80%. Do you know what I mean? So if you're going to call one, then you got to call out the other. And then you take what I do is I take the average then. And the average is around 40% or 35%. That's still terrible. Right? So if you take all that out, it's still a bad show. And then you look at the budget, which is more than Obi-Wan, which is more than the other show. What's the excuse then? We've given other reasons besides bad writing. We said the sets look terrible, look CWS, right?
Yep.
We barely see any good CGI. Some places here and there.
Yeah, and then the fight choreography was pretty good.
So it's not just writing; there's other factors into it. The acting. Some of the actors are god awful. I'm sorry to say this, but if you're an actor, you have to be aware that if you're not good, you're not good.
Well, and it's not that they haven't been good in other things too. It's like it's even more frustrating because like I've seen them be good. So like where was the disconnect? But
it just might be a range that they can't do because it's a different type of environment.
Or just,
and as a comedian sometimes can't do action or sci-fi because that's not their wheelhouse.
No, but some
of them can, right?
But most of these people have done dramatic or action stuff before, and
well, they could have fooled me because there was not a whole lot of acting. Right?
No,
like Amanda, like I don't hate the person at all or anything like that. It looked like she was not good for this. She was over her head for this show.
Mm-hmm.
She had a hard time conveying emotion on this show.
The helmet blocks the force while allowing the wearer to sense and use the force.
That was something I noticed too, and I was about to mention that later on. But yeah, it just you write things in.
That is dumb.
You write things in, and then you forget you wrote those in a few episodes ago, right? Yeah. It's a common thing that happened where they say
something that literally contradicts a thing that they said earlier in the episode.
It's happened in the episode and happened in other episodes. So it's like they don't even remember what they're writing. They're just writing as they go along and just finish. And here we go. Here's a script done.
Yeah.
Nobody's reading through it and going, okay, that doesn't make sense. We just talked about the opposite just a few minutes ago. It's like nobody bothered. And you have to blame the people who are in charge. Leslie is the one in charge at the top. It's her fault, and everybody else below it pays the price as well. And she had, what's her name? Her wife come out on social media saying that she did her best. Those are her words. She did her best. And she's gonna fix it. She's gonna make it right. There's talk this
season 2.
There's talk season 2 is almost gonna get greenlit. So we're gonna spend another 180, 190, maybe 200 now to make a season 2 so that she can finish her story. I think as of tomorrow, 50% of the Star Wars fans will just think it's a fart in the wind.
Oh yeah, no.
If 50% automatically are not going to talk about it as of tomorrow.
Yeah. If they come out with a season 2, I don't think we should cover it.
Yeah, I know, right? What story?
Yeah, finished. Again, who was the protagonist in this show?
Well, here's the thing, though. They made this gray area. There's no good or bad anymore. It's like everyone is the main character.
Not who's the good guy. Who's the main character?
It's all three of them. Osha, May, and what's her name? Qui-Gon. Quagmire. Yeah. That's another thing that really pissed me off with the show is there is no accountability. There's no good and bad, clear good and bad. I want a clear good and bad in my story. Yeah. That's who I am. It's my own personal opinion. That's how I watched Star Wars. I knew who the bad guy was, and I knew who the good guy was in Star Wars. That's what I'm accustomed to. Now, when you go and say that none of that matters anymore, I'm a fan, and I'm going to be offended, but you're not giving me what I want. I'm the fan that was giving you all my money. Right over there is a whole shelf full of Star Wars love, hundreds and hundreds of dollars that I've given to this IP. And now you're going to tell me I don't know better and I should shut up and just take what I'm given?
Yeah.
And I'm just one of thousands and thousands of fans that kept this IP alive for 30 plus years. So, and there's people out there on social media saying, you Star Wars fans, you can't accept change. You can't accept all these different things and ideas. You guys are all toxic. No, we're not toxic. We are fans who supported this. You didn't. You just came on the scene now on X and started talking shit. You haven't put thousands of dollars in, hours in, supporting it, t-shirts, etc. You haven't done all that. Very few of you have done all that. Right? And so you get to say that, you guys should just shut up and accept it. No, we are accepting. I'm accepting Andor exists. I don't like it, but I'm accepting it exists. And there's a lot of people like yourself that like it. And hey, that you like it, but you've given valid reasons as to why you like it. That's where it comes down to. Valid reasons as to why these changes happen. You can't just change things. You can't just throw Yoda in the mix here because it changes a lot of things that we're accustomed to and used to, read up on, watched on.
Well, it's not that putting Yoda in it change. What
it does. For me, it does.
It makes sense why Yoda was there. And in that timeline, yes, he was there. But then just having him show up at the end, it's just like, okay, so now you're telling that he exists and that he was there the whole time. So then why didn't he know any of this was going on?
Well, when the council with Qui-Gon, the council of Qui-Gon changes the whole thing now. Yeah. That meeting when he has there with Mundi and Yoda, he has that meeting there. Yeah. That is a very integral part of that prequel. Yeah. So all you did was take the show and say that's all untrue. They were all hiding it. That day.
Yeah,
which it changes the story though.
Yeah, it does. It changes the implications of stuff that happens in the future, and then just kind of kneecaps everyone. But like, yeah.
And then I also don't like this canon and non-canon fusing together. Pick one. Either you stick to the. I just like if you're gonna stick to something, stick to either being canon. Like she could have said this is a non-canon TV show.
Nah, Disney wouldn't have done that.
Because here's the thing though: if you do that, you don't have pitches and forks coming at you as much as you do now.
Yeah,
because
I'm saying Disney wouldn't have done that.
Oh, yeah, of course. But I'm saying like if you wanted to say, okay, hey, this is a non-canon show. I want to do something cool and different. And I hope you guys like it. If not, hey, it's still not going to hurt your overall canon going forward. You can have the hardcore fans saying, yeah, I don't like this thing. It's crap. but thank God it doesn't have to go ruin my whole canon that I've been watching for all these years.
Well, then let's just ignore it. Just like
it's already gonna be ignored by a lot of people, right? But I'm just saying you kind of save face in a way. You know what I mean? I'm trying to be.
Yeah.
I'm looking at it from her side of things. Of how could she have saved her career possibly?
Yeah,
because this is going to be a lot to overcome.
Nah, she's set. People still owe her a lot of favors for keeping her mouth shut.
You're right. You're right. How dare I think that?
All right. Well, are you ready for Skeleton Crew in December?
Nope. I'm not reviewing that. You go ahead.
But Vision's in it.
I do not care. I do not care.
You don't care about a ragtag group of young kids running around?
This, there's a battle going on in the social media world here. Is nice to know Anakin wasn't the actual chosen one. Guess what a lot of people who don't care about Anakin say? Tough luck, deal with it.
No.
Deal with it. No, you can't say deal with it and be okay with that.
No. Like,
are you fighting with your microphone? It looked like
I was.
Get over
here. Again, if you go by just the cliff notes, I like the idea of like the Force has been trying to create balance for thousands of years. The Jedi are constantly, tippy top. The light is super, the scales are tipped in the light's favor, and the Force wants balance. So it wants some dark in there so that it evens it out. And I like that the idea of, the Force has tried to do this multiple times. It just never worked until Anakin. So like, I like that idea, and I don't think it makes it so that Anakin isn't the chosen one. It's just of this era. I mean, it's like Link in like Legends of Zelda. This shit happens constantly, and it's just like reincarnations, blah, 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 in the timelines, blah, 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 blah. So like, I don't mind the Force trying to create balance, and I like the idea of Plagueis started experimenting with creating a Force dyad hundreds of years ago. But I don't know I don't know if that's what they're saying. I think Plagueis is just, I don't even know why he's there. They didn't explain any of it. And
he's like, jangling of the keys. That's what he is. We gave you Plagueis. What else do you want? We gave you Yoda. Did you not like what we gave you? You gave you everything. Yeah. That's what I hear. That's what I hear on social media. They gave these guys everything they wanted, and they still complaining. No, you can't just throw a character in at the end and say we gave you what you wanted. No, doesn't work that way. Yeah. It's like watching a Star Wars movie, and at the end they give you Vader. This is what you wanted. Everything else should be awesome then.
A good
example. An example is
Rogue One.
Exactly. That's why
that's a good way of doing it. Of just like, hey,
yeah, it's because everything before that was good too.
Yeah.
Therefore, you can throw the jangling of the keys at the end to put the cherry on the top. But if the show sucks or the movie sucks, what does this matter? Nothing.
Yeah.
It does nothing.
Concept of balance in the Force. Light and dark are always part of the Force. Dark induces chaos. Light induces harmony. To attain balance is being aware the dark side exists, but not using it. Exactly. So the Jedi are constantly, and we see that later on in the prequels and stuff, when they're like, oh, he's got darkness in him. Kill him. Get him out of here or whatever. But in this era, it was like, oh, this like combat style or this lightsaber style or anything like that, it's can only be used by someone who is trained to be able to accept and process the dark side in them without actually using it. So yeah, it's not turning a blind eye and not being naive to the fact that there is darkness, and actually embracing it and not letting it overtake you. And that's the balance. Exactly.
I was pissed off when they changed the Force to a thread. Now people say, oh, they're a different race or they're a different group of people. They probably never heard of the Force.
Yeah.
But no, but hold on. Here's the thing though. If you're trying to win Star Wars fans over, you're already in the dumpsters, Disney. Leslie should recognize as a writer, as a director, why am I going to go and meddle with this thing? Let's just say the word force and keep some of the people that are still around happy. Why why change it to thread? And then
I disagree. I don't think that was her changing it. I think because the Witches of Dathomir, they used a similar thing, and that's just that force cult. That's like saying like, oh, they don't call him Jesus, they call him Buddha. And it's like, all right, it's a big guy in the sky who's kind of chubby and got a beard, probably, whatever.
Mark says, if they were trying to establish an alien perspective of the Force, why do the witches know about it?
Yeah, well, it's because the Force is it's all around us. It binds us.
I just think the concept thread, you're introducing something new, and
sure,
if you're trying to retain the old fans or keep the hardcore fans in it, which you should always be doing because you need money. It's a business at the end of the day. If your fans leave, your core fans leave.
That's why the Jedi attacked them, is because they worshipped a different force. So that's why I get back to saying that the Jedi are the Catholic Church. They were on a holy crusade. Who are they?
Who the witches? Then the Protestants?
String? Nah, fuck that. Let's kill them all. Nah, you can't worship string.
I got nothing to say on that. But what I gotta say is like it. The whole time they're watching the witches, there were nothing but evil people. They showed nothing but evilness to their own kids. They even showed evil, right? So this is where you're also, you're saying who's bad, who's good.
So this is what the show was teaching us, is that women are evil.
Again, I'm not going to comment on that, but what I'm saying is
that's what the show is teaching me. That's what I learned, because it didn't tell me anything else.
What the show was trying to teach me is there's no such thing as good and evil. The yin and yang doesn't exist in this show.
Because even though it was like one of the biggest like visual representations in the show,
it did nothing but the opposite for me. Every time I think somebody's good, they're not. Every time I think somebody's bad, they're not. Or then once I think they're good, they go back to bad and they go back to good. I don't know what the hell was going on in the show in terms of morality. Don't know. And that's a problem, because the show should show those type of values. That's what Star Wars was. The good, do good, and the good bad.
Versus evil.
Yeah. And that's what I grew up with personally, is those good intentions, being, moral, honest, all these things come into play. And I watched this. I can't even watch this with my kids, because my kids going to go, what the hell is going on here? Like, I cannot introduce this to my kids, and they're, teenagers. They're going to like, I don't want to watch this.
Yeah.
Right. Like, I want to watch Cobra Kai.
Hell yeah.
Which, by the way, came out today. New season came out today.
Boom.
Yeah. So, and the other thing was, like, Star Wars was for everybody. At one point, Star Wars was for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
You could be 5 years old or 50 years old, and you'll enjoy it. I don't want to show this to my 10-year-old niece, especially Mr. Wish.com Ezra taking a skinny dip. And then you have Osha just creeping on him.
Yeah, that was weird.
I don't want to show that to my niece. What happened to all that? Disney prides itself to being a family content. What happened to that?
This is Dio. Mark, you're new here. This is Dio. He's the littlest boy. Yeah. Bad show.
Yeah, exactly. I would not. Do you hear the audio? I did. Yeah. I'm so glad this is over, but I'm telling you right now, there is talk right now of Acolyte season 2. And I know Kathleen Kennedy, she is going to greenlit this thing. The minute Leslie says yes, and Leslie's not going to say no. She's going to bank again.
Also, what did they advertise this as? It was Frozen meets Kill Bill. It was that for the first 3 episodes, and that's why I got excited, because I was like, oh, that sounded dumb, but now that I see what they're trying, or they're starting, this might be cool. and then it just forgot all of that and stopped going through that.
Oh yes, I did read this. So you
Oh,
know
the
how
audiobook. Oh,
you know how when you're speech or blind, right, and you want to hear the description of it.
Closed
Yeah,
captioning or whatever.
I heard some of that, and it was very saucy. You're right. I did hear that. I watched it on another YouTuber's channel, and yes, extremely, extremely saucy.
That's
and
awesome.
That's awesome for adults, maybe, but not for young kids who want to get into Star Wars.
I mean,
right?
I would have gotten into Star Wars a lot earlier.
I don't think my niece would. So, and I'm thinking my my family member would be appreciative of me showing this to my niece. That'd be pretty weird. Uncle's weird if I was to show that.
No, yeah.
But I mean, I want to introduce this Star Wars to young kids because I want them to have the same joy as me when I was young and watching this stuff.
Sure.
My kids don't care about Star Wars. Honestly, I tried. They don't care.
Yeah,
they just don't care. They're like, nah, not for us. Sorry, this stuff that you're showing me, Boba Fett, that's you, dad, in a costume. I was like, what? Yeah, you got the same dad bod, dude. That's exactly what I hear.
Yeah, and you also need 5 baths a day.
Yeah, more. And then the guy spinning with the coat hang. What's in a trench coat? Doing the spinorama.
The Skills Brigade.
This guy Mark reads my mind or something.
Yeah, Skills Brigade.
The minute I said he's pumping in there, yeah. Ah, man. Should we go into what this week's?
Yeah, let's stop talking about this. Just
I don't want to talk about this part of the win. Over.
Hit the wrong
what
button.
was that?
I have a button that plays the Russian national anthem for jokes when I'm playing Helldivers, because I'm yelling about democracy and whatever. Anyway, so I accidentally hit that.
Hulk Hogan is on Twitter, and he ripped the America T-shirt.
Oh yeah,
said "Let Trump mania make America great again, brother."
Oh my god. Everything's broken. Star Wars sucks.
I heard
burn everything down.
Twister came out, the new Twister movie.
Oh yeah.
It's terrible. People are saying it's terrible.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't ever care for this. And my wife, like,
the first one was good.
I said, let's go see Twister. I'm like, let's not. I go, you want to go? Go ahead. Here, I'll even give you money to go ahead. Do it. Yeah. She's like, no, I'm not going. I'm like, yeah, I'm not going either. I'm not watching that turd. Speaking of turd, Halo has been canceled on Paramount Plus after 2 seasons.
Oh, Halo? Yeah.
Did you watch it?
Nope.
I watched the first season and I was pissed because he started taking his helmet off every 5 seconds.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and I had an argument with somebody who's a big Halo fan. He's like, so he did in the comics. Okay, so the game is where this came out from, not the comics. The game came out first. In the game, you don't know who Master Chief is at all. You could do that later on if you want, but in the first season, it's like the Mandalorian, right? He takes his helmet off, but he doesn't do it right away. And he does it to a robot, not to a human. Right? So, anyways, this was supposed to be Paramount's answer to Mandalorian. Did you know that?
Yep. And then I heard from a bunch of Halo fans that it was disappointing, and I was like, oh, okay, I won't watch it then.
I have a cousin of mine who's a huge Halo fan. He was the first. He plays from the first Halo to all the Halos that came out. He tried to get me on Halo for a long time, but I was a PlayStation guy. I wasn't an Xbox guy, right? But eventually I got Xbox and I got into Halo. I didn't like Halo because the fact is you could shoot the guy 50 times and he might not die, right?
I played the hell out of Halo as a kid.
I mean, great game. Hey, look, it had a huge following. I'm not going to argue that at all, right? But I was more of a Call of Duty guy than that, right?
Yeah, and now that sucks too.
So this was supposed to be their answer. They put a lot of money into it. They were going to have this kind of push their streaming platform, and it just bombed hard. Yep. After the first season, it just took a nosedive. I jumped off it before the season ended, the first one. I was, I think, a couple of episodes before the end. I'm like, nope, I don't care about this anymore.
Yeah, that's
at
a bad
all.
sign when you give up after investing, 5 hours or whatever into a
Yeah,
show.
it's just not doing it for me. I'm out. And it was done. And now it's officially done, canceled by Paramount Plus. I think Paramount Plus is also shopping their streaming platform to bundle it up with other companies.
Oh yeah,
Because
them and Apple, was it? Or
yeah, Apple, I think them and HBO Max, I think it was, to bundle it all up together.
They did
So
make a Titanfall live action. It just aired, and it was with what's her name? We made a joke. We watched. We did a reaction to the trailer with what's her name?
Mr. Rivera says Halo was actually starting to go somewhere. Hey, if it was, do tell us, because I jumped off, so I don't know. But if it was going, are you mad then? Like, are you upset that Paramount canceled it? Like, I want to hear your thoughts on that. If it was going somewhere, are you pissed off now that they were? That's even more frustrating. You committed your time for 2 seasons. You went through the good and bad, and just when it's starting to get good, they're like, "Boo, we're gonna pull the plug out."
Atlas.
That would piss me off. Sorry, what were we saying?
Atlas, Jennifer Lopez. They made a Titanfall movie.
Oh, I never heard of that.
Yeah, you did. You watched it with us.
Which one?
I'll show you right now.
Oh, that one. That's not Titanfall, is it? That's Titanfall?
No, it's not actually.
Okay. Yeah, you had me confused. I'm like, what do you? Yeah, that was terrible. Oh my god, that was so bad.
Like a Titan.
What do I do? What do I do?
Look dumb. Yeah, that
okay. So Mr. Versus season 1 was terrible. Yeah, it was terrible. Going back to,
I'm not saying it was good.
Yeah, going back to Netflix and bundling stuff, Netflix has come out and said they will not offer bundled subscriptions with other streaming platforms like Disney Plus or Max. So basically, what they're saying is, F off, both of you, because you guys took our idea and trying to make money off it. Because remember, they hitched a ride with Netflix. All of their content was on Netflix. Yeah, and then when they're like, hey, we can make money here too.
We could do this.
Yeah, let's pull all of our content and screw Netflix over. Yeah. And now they want to bundle with us, and Netflix is like, nope, get lost. Netflix actually did something really, really game-changing that was announced a month ago or so. They partnered up with WWE for Monday Night Raw, and it's going to be exclusive on there, and they paid $5 billion.
Billion with a B?
Yes, for a 10-year contract.
Holy shit.
And I think it's brilliant. People are like, holy smokes, that much for wrestling? Now, I'm not a huge WWE guy. I was before. I'm more of all of wrestling. There's other, smaller companies that I kind of watch. Like AEW is way smaller, but I kind of like them more. But I still watch WWE time to time. I keep track of the characters and all that here and there. But that's the trend that's happening right now. NFL started to mess around with that. They started it last year where they're giving certain games to this platform, certain games to that platform, because they're paying through their nose.
Yeah.
And the NFL is making a ton of money off one game.
On top of advertising already.
Exactly. So it seems to be that's the way it's trending. And you're going to see HBO Max probably follow suit and go get a fighting championship company from here or there. The other thing that comes with Netflix getting a contract WWE is they're not only in bed with wrestling now, they're also could be in bed with UFC, because UFC's parent company owns both.
Yeah.
And this could be a point for Netflix to say, hey, why don't you guys throw us a bone once in a while for some UFC content? We can make some spin-offs. And the other thing that Netflix does really well, which they're known for, is their documentaries and behind the scene things. I just watched a soccer one right now in Spain. I watch a lot of soccer, and
on Fubu?
Yeah, on Fubu, you got it. And DAZN,
the best streaming service of them all.
Number
Fubu.
one. Uno.
Number one.
So I watched that documentary on Netflix, and it was so well done that I'm actually so excited to go invest my time to learn more about that league.
Yeah.
Right. And I never thought that possible. So now I want to learn more of it. And that's what documentaries do. They give you the behind the scenes and they get you invested and interested in that. And they're going to do a great job with WWE. I think they're going to do a lot of behind the scenes stuff with certain, certain wrestlers, and do a lot of these other things that they're going to get you in, pull you in. And WWE knows that. That's why that relationship and the partnership is so good. And both sides are going to make a ton of money off this thing.
Yeah. Well, yeah, with all the licensing and stuff that they're doing on it. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if you've been watching The Boys new season. Have you at all?
Nope.
Okay. So the director got to fight with a lot of people online, which I don't understand why they do this. Why are you going online and fighting with people?
Why are you talking to peons?
You're never going to win because they're always going to be combative.
Yeah.
You're never going to make everybody happy. So just don't go on. Just ignore the people online. Make your craft. If it sucks, eat it and move forward. So a lot of people don't like where season 3 was heading to, and a lot of people voiced their opinions on it. And he got mad and said, if you don't like this, you're a bigot, you're a toxic person, screw you. You don't care about equality and inclusiveness and all that stuff. That stoked the fire even more.
Yeah.
And season 4, in my opinion, is not that good. It's pretty weak, and the numbers are declined quite a bit, and it's getting on average 6 out of 10 or something. That reminds me, we didn't even do our scores for Acolyte.
Oh,
let's go back. See, I can't. Okay. We wanted to forget it so fast that we didn't even do the scores.
Yeah,
let's do episode 8 first, and then I'll do the overall scores. By the way, for everybody that's watching us for the first time, thank you again for coming. Hit the like and subscribe button. Appreciate all of you. Tell your friends, family, uncles, aunts, everybody out there.
Make this tiny little one uncle. Don't tell him.
No, maybe tell him. Maybe tell him.
No, get him to watch the Acolyte.
Get him some beers and then tell him. Yeah, we appreciate all of you guys. Make this tiny little channel be a nice big channel for everybody else to come in and have conversation. I love the fact that we have people like Mark, Mr. Revenge coming here and talking to us. We appreciate that because you guys give us another perspective. You give us different topics that we can kind of go down the path with. It just makes the show so much unique and awesome every time we come on live. It's not, we have our set stuff that we talk about, but when we have people come in and ask questions and we veer off a little bit here and there, that makes the show so much more
better. On tangents? What? Since when? Since when?
Right? It almost did for me. I tell you that. Yeah. It almost did for me in so many episodes. Okay, go ahead. You want to give your score for episode 8?
Episode 8. I think was in the top 4 episodes of the season. I think it was one of the better episodes of this season.
You've been so devil's advocate the entire time, and I have to applaud you for this because it takes a lot of courage to do you do.
Do you know how much I had to drink to fucking deal with that?
Drink and maybe do some cocaine probably too. I mean, that's what it would take.
It was the best episode, one of the better episodes of this season.
Mark
says 0 copy. Okay.
Mr. Revenge says 5.
But it was the finale, which it was an atrocious finale. It did nothing to further the story. It did nothing to make you feel for any of the characters. Soul was the most likable. And then they just killed him off and made him an asshole, or sorry, made him just a foolish man. And I don't care about the second season or where the story's going because I don't know where this story went.
Let me answer this. You know why it's like that? Because girl boss.
He forgot the force.
Yeah.
He was tired because he Kamehameha'd.
Yeah.
And then he needed a Snickers, but he didn't bring them. He forgot them. So then he was tired. He couldn't grab the force from
100%. Nepotism nepotism at its finest.
She just wanted to pad her IMDb page.
Yeah,
that's it.
There you go.
But it was The season finale. So it was a horrible season finale.
Okay, we weren't supposed to talk too much about this. We want to move on to other things.
Okay,
so
give
your score.
The fights were good. I'm going to give it a 4.
The episode. Okay.
The episode.
Okay, I'm going to give my score. I'm going to give it a 3.
Okay.
Don't ask me why. I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. I don't want to. I don't want to know. I don't care.
Okay, overall for the whole show,
3.
2.
Okay. All right.
It's not Price is Right. I'm not trying to get the better price, but that's what it came down to, because I gave a whole lot of 1s and a whole lot of 2s.
Yeah.
And so my average is 2.
Yeah.
So
and like Book of Boba Fett,
I can't believe I'm saying this right now.
Yeah, like Book of Boba Fett, I think I scored that pretty low too, but I always said there's a good show in there somewhere. It just needs a different edit. This needs to be written differently. If you write down the story
complete overhaul.
Yeah, exactly. If you write down all the story points of just like, here's the thing we're gonna do, here's the thing we're gonna do, and it's just like, all right, cool. Now give it to an actual writer, give it to an actual Star Wars writer, and it would be good. But
you know what would have been awesome?
Was absolutely terrible.
If they did the whole Bruce Willis I see dead people thing with Osha and May.
Oh yeah,
right. She was dead all along the whole time.
Yeah, that would have been cool.
Right? Her sister was dead the whole time, and she was just visioning in her head.
No. It was Soul who was seeing them the whole time.
Hey, there you go,
and
right?
That's why he kept like turning everything off, and everyone thought he was crazy. Nobody would listen to him, but he was, he's just been grandfathered in, the police force or whatever, or the Catholic Church or whatever.
You see, you could make a good story out of these characters if you just took the time and sat down and wrote it properly.
Yeah. Anyway, we're done talking about Star Wars.
Yeah, but Fart in the Wind. I don't want to talk about it. Yeah. Yeah, Fart in the Wind. Don't want to talk about it. Deadpool and Wolverine's coming out. Mm-hmm. They're saying right now it could hit $2 billion.
That's what we were saying. What do you mean they? We were saying that.
No, I know we were saying, but I'm saying in general, they're saying that it could hit. When I say they, I'm talking about Hollywood Reporter and all that stuff. It could hit $2 billion.
The tip top of movie news. So if we say it, then our word is law.
Do you think it hit 2 billion?
Billion?
2 billion.
Yeah.
Chat, what do you think? 2 billion? I think it hit 2 billion. No problem. No problem. It is arguably going to be the biggest movie, not just this year, maybe even next year.
What's coming out next year?
Fantastic Four's coming out.
Yeah, I don't care.
That's all I know from Marvel I could think of.
Yeah, I mean,
Superman's coming out next year.
Yeah, I
don't think Superman's making 2 billion. No way.
No. I think it'll be pretty.
As much as a Super fan that I am, it's not making 2 billion.
No, I think it'll be pretty okay.
Yeah, I think 900 billion somewhere there if it's done marketing well, right? So, yeah, fantastically. Yes, you're right.
Yeah, by the way, got rock people in there.
They immediately said it's an alternate universe.
Okay,
sure.
They're all going to be cats.
When you say that, you're going to have less people interested in your movie.
Yeah, they're just like, so it doesn't matter? Okay, cool.
It's not canon or it's not going to be important. I don't even need to see it right away then. Right? So I don't know why they do that. Why do they shoot themselves in the foot before the movie is even made? Unreal.
I don't know.
Good news. Here's a show that we all loved universally.
Silo?
No, even better. Same company. Amazon execs say that Fallout 2 Season 2 is ahead of schedule, but doesn't have a launch date yet.
Good.
We've already gotten scripts in hand.
Good.
Awesome.
Yep.
I don't want to wait 3 years for a show.
No.
I loved Fallout.
Yeah, it was great.
It was fun, over the top, ridiculous. The male characters all had their ups and downs. Fantastic. Nobody was perfect. Everyone screwed up.
Did you play any of the games?
No. I saw you play the games.
You should. No, I was playing the MMO, and that was garbage when it came out, but now it's pretty okay. But you should, like what you did with Last of Us. You should play through like Fallout.
Which one should I play?
Do New Vegas.
New Vegas.
If you're gonna play one, play New Vegas. Matthew Perry's the voice of like the main antagonist. And that's
wait, Matthew Perry from Friends?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I never knew he was a video game voicing.
Yeah. Fallout Vegas is probably like widely renowned as everyone's favorite.
Yeah, 100. This is exactly what we always say in the show here. If you make a good show, nobody gives a shit who the hell is the main character.
Yeah.
Or what race or gender it is. Nobody gives a shit.
Yeah. They're like, everyone's mad that there's people of color and women in it. And it's like, yeah, but we all love Fallout because it was good. We're not getting mad at the show because
Mandela, whatever, did a stupid video saying that, oh, there's bigotry and toxicity in this around me all the time. The journalists should stand up. What the hell are you talking about? Your show sucked.
Yeah.
It doesn't. See, it's even worse when you think that you're the one getting blamed for the show. Nobody cares about you either. No. But you're not the reason why the show sucked. The reason why the show sucked it overall,
it was writing.
It was writing, directing, everything else too. You're not the only reason why the show sucked. So she went out there and decided to do a twerking video to show her, strength of feminism. Like, that's the direct opposite of what you should be doing then.
No, it was just a bad song.
Like, my wife saw that. She's like, what the hell is this woman doing? Like, you're embarrassing women. Like, that's what you're doing. So yeah, going back to Fallout, ahead of schedule, fantastic. I love everybody in there. I think they did a great job. And if they amp it up even more, oh, we got ourselves a winner.
Yeah. Yeah, I love Fallout New Vegas.
I love when I see great shows that come out of nowhere, and Fallout came out of nowhere for me.
Yeah.
There was very little pumping of this. It was a here and there. One thing Amazon does all the time with their shows is during the week before the launch, all of the shipments that you get will come in that box color. So when I got a package from Amazon, it had Fallout stickers on it.
Oh, yeah.
Right. And they did that for other stuff that they've done. So that's pretty interesting. I like that.
Yeah.
What else? I did mention Cobra Kai is out now on Netflix as of today. The whole season is out. If you want to check that out. I don't know if you're going to be I don't wonder if you were around to watch this. Do you remember the show called 24?
24?
Yeah, Kiefer Sutherland.
Absolutely.
Okay. So a movie's in the works.
Cool.
Too late? Too late?
I think it's like nobody cares about, like, it's not like, oh, they missed the boat. Like, it's been over for what, like 15, 20 years now. But I think it'd be a cool revamp. Is Kiefer Sutherland going to be in it?
No word yet, but it's a reboot, so I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
So they don't know if it's going to be a reboot or a sequel.
Okay.
To the TV show. They don't know yet, but it's going to be a movie for sure, though.
Okay, well, I'll give you an example of a reboot that didn't have their main person in and arguably did better. Jack Reacher.
Yep. 100%.
It can be done well.
Yeah, it can be.
And it's a pretty vague kind of thing where it's just like Secret Service guy tries to stop a bomb.
I remember watching, getting introduced to this show from a friend of mine from work. He's like, you got to watch this show. It's so good. You're just going to not want to put it down. You want to keep watching it. Here's all the DVDs that I burnt for you to watch it on. And I'm like, okay. So I go home and put it on my PlayStation 3 because that's the only DVD player I had at the time. It was a Blu-ray player too.
Hell yeah.
PlayStation 3, I think it was. Yeah. But anyway, so I put it on and I'm like, ooh, we got ourselves a binger.
Have you ever watched the compilations of him just screaming, damn it?
Yeah.
There's like a
20-minute, Chloe. Damn it,
Chloe. There's a 20 minutes compilation of just like, damn it, Chloe. Damn it, Chloe. Where's the bombs? Where's the bomb? Damn it, Chloe. It's so good.
Oh, I know. After watching all of that stuff, I'm like, oh my God, I got suckered into this show so easily.
It was a good show.
Let's see here. I'm still trying to slew my way through the following with Kevin Bacon. Interesting series. I did not watch that. Let's see here. Oh, Happy Gilmore 2 is still being filmed right now. Oh, it's going to wrap up filming soon. Sorry.
Oh, right.
So
Carl Weathers isn't in it.
Yeah, no. Neither is Bob Barker.
No. Well, Carl Weathers, at least he died in the movie.
Well, Bob Barker died in real life.
Yeah, so did Carl Weathers.
Maybe they'll have a sort of like an way
AI
to remember.
where he
No. I meant like maybe some sort of homage. Like he could have his golf club engraved with Bob Barker's logo or something.
Yeah.
Or something like that would be fun.
Maybe he'll still say the price is wrong, bitch.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what she said to Soul when she nailed.
No. I told you. I got you, bitch. I got you, bitch. That's the only line she said, and I'm sticking with it. Another show
still alive. Oh yeah, he's alive and kicking. He's doing great. He needs another house in Cabo.
He's got multiple houses around the world. Another show that we liked this year that came out of nowhere that really did well was Shogun. Season 2 is looking to begin filming early 2025. That means not till 2027 we're gonna get it.
Yeah. Well, that'll be
3 years from now. Good God.
Well, I think because they didn't expect it, and they also advertised like, "Hey, we're not going to do a second season," and then it became one of the most popular shows, and they're just like, "Okay, I guess we'll make a second season." Hold on.
Yeah, your dog's barking. Have you seen the Alien Romulus bucket?
The bucket? No.
The popcorn? You haven't seen it? Okay, no. I'm gonna put it on here if I can.
Yeah, what are you yelling at? No, that's enough. Come here. Quit being grumpy. No, stop being grumpy.
Here, I'm gonna put it on.
No, that's Elvin.
There it is.
Right there on the TV.
There it is.
Stop. That's badass.
Are you getting this?
That's enough, deal. Go on.
You got to get this.
That looks badass.
Does that whole head cover, like, how do you get to the popcorn in the back?
That looks so good.
Everybody's doing this now. Anyways,
I want 5.
Are you gonna see it opening day?
I think so. Yeah, I think other than Deadpool, that's probably the movie I'm the most excited for this year.
The Bear season 4 could release in 2025.
All right,
that's quick turnaround. I like that.
That is. But I mean, all they got to do is just rent a kitchen for 6 weeks.
Mom liked it, so you have to get it.
Yep.
Make sure you get it. Mom, let me know if he did get it. If he didn't get it, I'll yell at him. Russo brothers are in talk to direct Avengers 5 and Avengers Secret Wars. So they're back to do the Avengers. And
nice.
Oh, that was a question was asked here. Rating for the Bear and haven't watched it yet. Okay, you want to go first or should I go first?
The 3rd season, it grew on me.
Okay.
Second season, I was kind of like, yeah, it was pretty good. And then the 3rd season, I think, is better than the 2nd. But so still,
I think all of us agreed the Bear was around 9 out of 10. That was the average score.
First season, it was like a 10, like borderline.
Yeah. So what I could say is, if you like drama, you like culinary arts. It's not heavily culinary arts. There's a lot of drama involved. Character development is a huge thing in the show. If you like that type of atmosphere in the kitchen, restaurant, family bickering and trying to get along with each other, friends getting along with each other, chaos. If you like that type of show, just moving fast paced, going forward,
very fast paced, yeah.
A car wreck at times. Then
but not in an uncomfortable way.
Yeah, not in a tragically way kind of thing.
But you are watching a car wreck in slow motion a lot of the time.
But beautifully done. Great camera angles, beautifully written. It was a 9 out of 10 for us, or 10 out of 10. Very close to being a perfect show.
Yeah.
From that angle. Okay.
Yeah.
It's not for everybody. So if you like what you heard with there, then it's a must see. I will say I've seen most of episode. No, I finished season 3. I just finished it last week. Yeah. I will say of the 3 seasons, season 3 was the weakest for me. I think 1 and 2 are great. I think season 3 is good, but it didn't hit that level, and it's hard to do. I mean, you had 2 bangers.
Well, we're talking about too. The first season won how many awards?
Exactly.
And was like
how many of the people in it won awards?
Yeah, was it hailed as one of the best shows ever made? And then having the second season be also pretty good, and then the third season also being pretty good is like that's saying something.
Fair enough. If you don't like real life, I get it. Like I said, it's not for everybody. I also would say that it took me about 2 or 3 episodes to get into it as well, because it does start off a little slow, but it ramps up quickly. And I don't know what it was. I just got attached to. I got drawn into it so much.
The character development's done really well, and also too, it's
cousin.
It's a lot of, and it's. I mean, it's on Disney technically, but it's FX.
FX.
But a problem with a lot of Disney shows is like, okay, we hit the half an hour mark, or we need to hit the half an hour mark to do an episode or whatever. But this show, it's just like, this one's half an hour, this one's 45 minutes, this one's 18 minutes, and this one's 20 minutes. And it's just like, we got to tell a story, and this is this episode, and then, okay, story's done, go. And you're never like, oh, I wish there was more to this episode.
Don't cry for this. Some tears. Mom says I haven't watched the new season of The Bear since we canceled Disney. I'll watch it at a neighbor's house.
Watch it at a neighbor's house.
Yeah. So like I said, season 3 is good, but not as great as season 1 and 2. But yeah, I mean, they said that they were filming season 3 and 4 back to back, kind of thing.
Yeah,
which is why they're able to bring that out next year.
Yeah.
So it is. I recommend it based on what we just said, right? So I recommend it. What else is out there? X-Men 97 and Invincible were were only nominated for 1 Emmy each.
1 Emmy each?
Both of these animations.
What? I think just best animation?
Yeah, I think so. It doesn't say here, but it says just 1 Emmy each, which I guess. Avatar: The Last Airbender series, which I watched. I don't know if you watched that. Did you watch it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What are your thoughts?
No. I stopped watching after the 3rd or 4th episode.
Invincible? Absolutely. Heck yeah. I know, Justin, you're not a huge fan, and I get it.
No.
You have your reasons.
Yep.
I loved Invincible. I thought it was good. I can't wait to see what it entails next. Hopefully the season happens faster. They said it's going to happen faster now, but we'll see. Avatar: Last Airbender is nominated for 2 Emmys. See what happens when you don't try to change too much, but you still do, in a way.
Yeah.
You don't piss off and alienate your hardcore fans, but you still can add to it to modernize it, right?
Yeah.
And this X-Men 97 was a good example. Sorry, what was that?
J. Jonah Jameson?
Yeah.
Or what's the name?
Now you gotta look that up. Yeah, I know what you're talking about too, and I can't even think of it too.
J.K. Simmons. That's why it's always the J.
Well, he's a legend.
Oh yeah,
the guy does good work, great work.
Yeah, they brought back the OG as much.
He's Nick in the new Santa Claus movie with The Rock.
Oh yeah, that's right. That movie's gonna be whatever.
I wasn't impressed they brought back the OG voice cat.
Yeah.
I was impressed. Okay, so I was and I wasn't. The voice of Rogue, she sounded like Marge Simpson.
A bit.
She's up there in age, and I'm not hating or anything. I thought they should have noticed that, because she did not sound young. And Rogue is supposed to be young, very outgoing, Southern Belle, right? And I just kept thinking Marge the whole time, every time she spoke. Yeah. I went, Homer. That's what I just kept hearing, right? Everyone who's still alive. the gentleman who did Wolverine also, you could tell is a bit aged, but he was not that bad.
No, because he was just running around going, there, bub.
You know what I'm surprised about? Ahsoka has been nominated for 5 Emmys. That's the other show we forgot. Even that show was not that bad compared to Acolytes. It was bad, but it wasn't that bad.
It was annoying.
Yeah, no, of course. We had our say on that show too.
What did it get nominated for?
I don't know. 5 Emmys. I could look it up.
I mean, maybe visual effects. Best supporting actor for Balin Skull. Huh?
Hey, that would be pretty cool. I wouldn't mind that. Yeah, I'm looking through the list here.
Soundtrack?
It's funny thing is I'm looking through all the lists of what they're nominated for, and I still don't see Ahsoka, and it's gone through like 6 categories already. Yeah, don't know where it is, but okay.
Special effects, fantasy sci-fi costumes. So it got makeup, special effects.
Special effects for that?
It did pretty good for special effects. And editing. So sound. Oh no, makeup and what the fuck? Special effects.
You know what I just keep seeing? The bear everywhere.
Oh yeah.
I just see it everywhere. I already saw it like 7 nominations, the bear.
So the nomination
make that 9, 10, 11. I just saw 11 nominations for the bear.
Good.
See, folks, when we tell you a show is good, we back it up.
Yeah. Balin definitely wants it. It was the best in that.
R.I.P.
Yep. Oh yeah. I hope that actually, yeah.
Make it an animation.
They probably will. No, like Tales of the Jedi. Yeah.
I'll be in.
Yeah. That'd be sick. You know who they're talking about maybe replacing him or recasting him? What's the guy's name? The guy who played Wolverine.
Hugh Jackman?
No, not Wolverine. Sorry, Sabretooth.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah. Yeah, that would be a good one.
Liev Schreiber.
Oh, they're saying that Robert Downey Jr. could now become one of the few actors to win an Emmy and an Oscar in the same year.
For what?
He did a TV show. Jeez, keep forgetting the name of it. You want to type in Robert Downey Jr. TV show? I'll pull it up probably for you. Its most recent one will be there right for you.
The Sympathizers.
There you go.
I don't know.
I didn't see it. I heard it's good though. I haven't seen it.
Yeah, TV miniseries.
Ryan Gosling has got his first Emmy nomination due to his appearance on SNL.
Wait, they give it. Oh yeah, I guess daytime Emmys. Yeah.
Beavis and Butthead. Remember he dressed up as that guy?
Yep.
Was it Beavis he dressed up as?
I don't know. One of them.
Yeah, I think it was Beavis. But yeah. A lot of good stuff and a lot of bad stuff. So
well, at least special effects people are getting not the recognition because they need more of that and more money and more time off.
That'll never happen.
No.
AI is the only way they're going to get time off.
Yeah, that's true.
I think that's it for today. We talked about a lot of stuff.
We did. We talked about Star Wars too much.
Yeah, thank God it's over.
Yeah, it's over. I'm gonna maybe next week stream the Jedi Fallen Order game because that has a bunch of stuff in the Old Republic era, and it was good, and the writing is great, and the characters are great, and the story is great.
It was a long 8 weeks, but we did it.
Yep,
we survived through it, through the ups and downs, lots of downs,
mostly downs.
I will be back.
That show might have given me a little downs.
You'll be back next week. I will not be here. I'll be on vacation, but I will be back the week after that. Everybody who joined us, subscribed to us, supported us, thank you so much. Be sure to let everybody know. The best way you can let everybody else know is hit the like button. That would be appreciative for all of you guys who watch us. A lot of you watch us after the live too as well. Thank you. You can still comment in the comment section and let us know about your thoughts and scores of the show and anything we talked about. We actually do read them, and it's interesting to see other people's perspective. You guys can go hit the like button as well. So yeah, thank you everybody. So have yourself a good night. Justin, say bye.